Do you reckon this guy is full of BS?
I don't know.
I never trust a guy where his head is the same shape as his neck.
Stop looking at the messenger and look at the message. Oh, God.
Oh, mate. It's like it's got a George Lucas neck. Just do
Has
this.
somebody been inside it? Well, what was he trying to say? What?
Sorry, hold on, I got
Oh, no way.
Oh my God, this is funny. It's like a fat Hitler. I'm sorry, bring this up. He looks like who's that guy he's in ufology and he's got his hair Matt, is that his name's like Matt Laszlo? He's got his hair wonked to one side.
Oh no. You found another net guy, man. What the hell do these things, man? That's like a cartoon. Is that real?
Oh shit! Oh man, I fucking need a laugh. Jesus Christ, I so need a laugh.
But that color is perfectly fitting him. How did he get that head in that sweater, man?
Helicopters fly around and report in right after You see a black cocktail when you're on the base. Here to Space Time Labs.
There was that ant that stood up to me.
Yeah, but we can forget about him.
Yeah, it was just one ant. One ant.
Yeah, you're right. It's just one ant.
Yeah, boss, they're puny.
Puny? Say, let's pretend this grain is a puny little ant. Did that hurt?
Nope.
Well, how about this one?
Are you kidding?
Well, how about this?
You let one ant stand up to us, then they all might stand up.
Those puny little ants outnumber us 100 to 1. And if they ever figure that out, there goes our way of life.
It's not about food. It's about keeping those ants in line. That's why we're going back.
Does anybody else want to stay?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Alien Addict. This is the show where we discuss all things UFOs and aliens to the paranormal and our pursuit into the mysteries of the unexplained. Welcome into the show. What can I say? What a week. What a week. I think the phrase is, I think I've had enough internet for one day or for 1 week. Yeah, this past couple of days, because you know my views on the world. Same people in chat with me, we've got the same sort of mindset. And obviously we know what's happened this week due to Charlie Kirk. And I thought, I know everyone's a lot of mourning at the moment, and there's a lot of, I mean, for me personally, I am not going to dwell too much on this because it's been mentally draining. Anger and upset primarily, and those two combinations has been very, very tricky, and everyone's really much on edge at the moment. So I thought, how can I treat Alien Addict today? Because yeah, I can get seriously triggered, and I think this point on Alien Addict, I just need to take a step back. So I've been thinking a lot today, how am I going to progress with today's episode? So it's going to be a light-hearted one, something a bit different. So I haven't really planned. I have planned, of course I have. I've got content. So we're going to have a bit of a cheer up mode today. All right. Yeah, it's been, yeah, hi, Green Tea. Yeah, what can I say? It's been, John Strokes. How's it going, man? One True Saxon. Nice to see you. Yeah. I don't really have any words. So I'm all over the place today. Sorry, guys. Benjamin Music Man, nice to see you. Nice to see you. I'm just gonna go through chat. Sheep Pop Pop. Yeah. Sophia, nice to see you. And Abandon, nice to see you, man. And Bob Lazar. Welcome on in. Of course, we got to talk about congressional hearings and stuff like that. We'll get through that, guys. But man, I've been mentally struggling. Yes, A Bug's Life. I saw that clip actually, Paul, and I was like, it kind of spot on for what it is today or what is to come, really. So I sort of treat that quotation as a very poignant quote for today, that we outnumber the few. So yeah. Oh yeah, John P. Adventures, I got your email, brother, and I'll email you back, man. And yeah, hopefully you should catch me on John's show, talking about UFOs, anything spooky, anything. I'm always happy to have a conversation, man. So, and obviously, Rotary Matrix, nice to see you. I was supposed to do a 9/11. I was planning to do a 9/11 episode, like especially on Rumble exclusive, but it's just been all over the place, man. I'm gonna say the name right. Pagany Productions. I think I've used actually Google Translate for this one, so I think I got it right. And Steve White, nice to see you. Anyone else in chat? I think, yeah. Yeah, it's yeah, well, I'm not going to dwell much, probably later on in the episode, because I want to focus on something more positive, but at the same time, we shouldn't really ignore what's actually happened. I mean, my missus says to me, so why are you worrying about it? Just it doesn't affect you. And I was like, no, it affects all of us. This is huge, what's happened. It's big. And I've actually seen the turnout in London for Charlie, and it's quite heartwarming. But I tell you what fucking does hurt is the amount of no, take a step back, is the amount of idiots online celebrating the death. Yeah, I'll admit that hurt. That fucking hurt. But don't worry, because the universe works in ways. You'll get comeuppance, because karma's a bitch. Karma's a fucking bitch. And it's going to come for you. So all your people on TikTok getting your 5 minutes of dopamines, you know, celebrating the life of a man that did not deserve that, your time will come. Trust me. The universe works in mysterious ways, and you'll get your comeuppance. Karma, yes. And I'm trying to stay calm at the moment, because it's been, like everyone in chat, you know what it's like. It's you starting to see the ugly side of people once again. It's like that COVID time where everyone acts like they're on the right side of history. Oh, protect our neighbors and all that. But when the shoe's on the other foot, they end up being massive see you next Tuesdays. And I've seen a lot of that. And I think it's stepping away from Twitter, especially. I mean, that's where we all saw the video. And I've seen a lot of gore videos, horrendous things online. But that stuck out the most. And I don't think I'll ever forget that, to be honest. So what a week. A lot of death. And I think, like I said, enough internet for one day. But anyway, I didn't ignore the internet, because I've been finding a lot of content for us to cheer us up, guys. I'm sorry for... it's good to talk about it. It's good to talk, and everyone's talking about it. But I just want to sort of get that off my chest, because I thought it's been on my mind for the past couple of days, because I always prepare before the show, at least 2-3 days in advance. Like, right, okay, I'm going to be talking about this subject, and this happened, and I couldn't even sleep. Yes, I reduced to tears, because I'm a human being. I'm a man. I can cry. It's fine. And like many people. So yeah, today obviously we're going to celebrate obviously Charlie's life. I've got a lovely cider, come 420, and yes, Sadie, what a week. Welcome onto the show. Yeah, emotionally draining. But today, don't worry, we'll cheer you up the best we can. All right, with the content. Yes, I don't know what's going on with X. It's a very, very. It's always been toxic, isn't it? It just makes me think of the people. And honestly, guys, I'm going to be honest. A lot of, especially with Facebook as well, post about Charlie, and you always got the laughing emojis. Guarantee they're most probably bots. They want you to be riled up. They want you to feel upset. They do anything to get your trigger points. But there are some absolute horrible people, and you've seen them on TikTok. And like I said, the universe will work in ways where they will get their karma. In fact, it's the same with like the gaming industry. I think there was one person that made this horrible quote, and then she ended up well, actually, I'm not going to go into like LGBT sort of stuff, but yeah, one of those, and he, she, whatever the fuck it is, what they call these days, ended up getting fired. So that's a start, really. But you really start to see the ugly side of people. You really do. It's really horrible. But anyway, we live in trying times, but don't worry, we're banding together. We're definitely banding together. If you're left or right, and we're all split apart, isn't it? We're all like categories, far left, far right. That buzzword is very poignant into our today's society. Yeah, Facebook. I've got to go on Facebook. Well, I've got a UFO page I've joined, so we can go look at that. But yeah, it's a cesspool, mate. But you will get people that, I want to say people, it's agencies will want you to be depressed, in fear, angry, upset. And they'll do anything to get you triggered. I'll fucking try not to this week. Yeah. I know it's like a love-hate relationship, isn't it? I go on there to get the latest news on ufology, and I swear you get the news, really. But there's some like pages, I guess, that I subscribe to or like. That's a lot like fear mongering. And one of them's Concerned Citizen, I know that. But it's showing the real world, and it's given one false perspective. Is just everything's all bad, and not everything's all bad. You know, there's a lot of good in the world, and it's one thing you don't really see on X or anything like that. So, but anyway, let's get on with the show. Let's get on. So, what have I got here? I've actually very good success. I tell you what, you know me collecting books. I'll get to the book in a minute. So, I'm looking at my book collection. I've got games, right? And I'm not joking. Ever heard, just very, very quickly, I know people are not gaming, but just to show you, if you are a bit of a collector, this is Silent Hill 2 on the PlayStation, right? I am not joking. Look how much it costs. I'll put a bit bigger. Look, £108, 70, 50, 114. All right. So I've got, this is my original two copies right here of that. And you can see the price tag on it. I'm not joking. Look, it was $9.99 from Pink Planet from 2006. I've got 2 copies. And then I thought, I'll tell you what, I haven't even looked at this yet. And that's Silent Hill 1. Just quickly, because I bought that a few years ago for no flipping way. You have got... What the hell? Right, I'm going to show you the artificial inflation of games. Just quickly before we move on. Right. I bought that for £30. Silent Hill 1. And now it's worth 120, 150 pound thereof. 120. That is unflipping believable. So yeah, if you are collecting games like that, I can't believe that. The price. It's horrendous. It's artificial inflation of prices for games. I mean, in a span of like 3 years, that's shot up by well over 100%. Absolutely ridiculous. I bought a handheld with 10 gig games for 150. Oh, really? Do you know what, Bob? There's like a USB stick or some sort of device, because there's like, I love PS2 games. They're quite cheap, but I haven't got a PS2 that works properly.
And I know my missus was saying, look, you need to get like one of those memory sticks. I think she want to get one for me for Christmas. And it's got like 200 games on it, like 300 games on this memory stick. But I'm not too sure how you're going to play it. But I've got a gaming PC, so I can just get an emulator when you look at it. But anyway, this are my tomatoes I grew this year, and I had amazing tomato soup. Yes, I've very good success. So I saw this quote. So in boot camp, I was washing my hands, and this sign was pretty much new. Only ever look back to see how far you've come. And it makes me think about how far I've come in Alien Addict. The start of the year, well, it was around about February sort of time. I took it over. I don't know why Ollie chose me, but I guess in one way I learned through the months, tried to make things entertaining, and I think now I've got my foot in, so to speak. And the reason why I come back, guys, is because of you. It's because of you in chat. It really is. Yes, it's very much nostalgic, I have to admit. Paul, definitely 100%. And it is like a drug. Yes, a bit like heroin, isn't it? Just get like dopamine hit, isn't it? But anyway, going back to this quote, and I think everyone should take this on board. Whether you've got like a successful inspiration in mind, stick with it. And I think eventually it will come in pass, because if you put anything positive into the universe, I think it will give you something positive. It's a bit like people. Every time you're negative, or you come across like a negative person, it attracts negative people. If you're a positive person, you attract positive people. I think that's like the vibration that we give off. So in a way, be positive. I know everyone at the moment is mourning and everyone's upset, which is understandable. But at the same time, how are we going to point this quote into into fruition in today's society? Or especially what we're going through at the moment. I would say, in time to come, I think things will work out. I know I have a very negative perspective, especially like the future of where things are going at the moment. But I was speaking to someone in chat who I know, and this person has been on this planet a lot longer than I have. And she says, Nick, don't worry, things will work out. We're in a very bad time, but we'll look back to see how far we have come, basically. And I saw that, and I sort of Charlie linked the two together, and it is true. We're in a really bad time, but things will work out. We've been through a lot worse. Okay. Did that make sense? I try to fucking make things positive. Honestly, I just my mind in such a negative mode at the moment, and I try to put the two and two together. I understand that if we're all in such a down mode, I think it attracts that really. So it spreads the vibration. But what I'm seeing at the moment in London is people banding together as a sign of hope. This is what's been happening in England in the next couple of days. We've got a protest. Well, it's a gathering to celebrate the culture of England. We are uniting together, and that vibration is going out everywhere. Call us flipping racist if you want. It don't matter, because we outnumber the few, and the people who put the flags up, they're not racist. They just want to celebrate and bring tradition back into our country, and that vibration is going to go out as something positive. It's all positive, isn't it? So hopefully I'll put that quote into something that's more, hopefully in time, within 10 years, if we look back at this and we see this quote, we'll look back, only ever look back to see how far we've come. And are you going? No, I'm not going anywhere. No, I don't. I've got plans. I'm not going to say anything yet. Exciting plans, but no, don't worry, I'm not going anywhere, Sophia. No, I saw this in the bloody bathroom. I was like, how can I link it into something today? Something a bit positive, because it is a sort of positive quotation, isn't it? When you look at it. Go Bells Cats, nice to see you, man. Welcome on in, nice to see you. And oh yeah, DW, you're here too. Nice to see you. Yeah, did that anything I just flipping said just makes sense? Yeah, it's going. What's happening in France at the moment? People are uniting. You know, hopefully not in a violent way. Hopefully it's something in a bloody positive way. But yeah, it's we'll get through eventually. We're in the bad stage at the moment. Don't worry, we're banding together. Don't worry. Oh, go to the rally? No, no, I'm not going to the rally. No, I'm actually working tomorrow. In fact, if it's raining, I might go to Pentuck, which I was supposed to go last week, but ended up pissing down with rain. Hey, Mark Jeffries, nice to see you, man. Welcome on in. Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. So, my quotation didn't make sense, but don't worry. Do you know what? I saw this beautiful mask, and it just reminds me of that. Isn't that awesome? Imagine putting that on and then turning into that. I tell you what, I do have 2 seconds. Look, 2 seconds. So basically, one of my favorite movies of all time. I actually remember my mum actually giving me this VHS tape back in the day. And guess what? So I've got here, it's an actual printout of the mask. It's the original printout for, well, they had 12 masks, and it was the one that Jim Carrey used when he was in the apartment. And this is the actual copy of it. It came as a resin form, and I think the person who had it was doing 3D printout, and he was the effects artist for the mask. And this was one of them. Yeah, this is it. Actual proper, yeah, I 420 hard before the show. Proper design, look. And they're cool. Yeah, I think the mouth's a bit fucked up. But anyway, that might be worth something these days. But I tried to paint it like the mask itself. But anyway, but yeah, it's, I tell you, it's hard to get something like that. Proper original. It's pretty cool. So yeah, but I saw, where is it? Yeah, I saw that. I was like, yeah, I absolutely love. I'm going to 420 minute. Absolutely, I love The Mask. One of my favorite movies. So there's this page. I tell you what, we're going to skip that. I'm going to do that later. Actually, I saw. So I saw that. I thought it was funny. There's a Ken page, and that was the thumbnail for the group. I just thought it was funny. Yes. Oh yeah. One thing I must thank everyone. Yes, Bob. You know me. You know I love my little chems in the sky. Yes, a massive, humongous thank you. Let me put me on a bit bigger screen because your kind donations that you've been giving me. I was sat in bed one day and I was like, well, there was 2 books I wanted. One, that Modern UFO in China, that one, which is twice as much than I thought it was. So that's on the back burner. But there's one book I'm always on my radar. So there was 2 of them. One of them was, I don't want to tell you the price, but one of them was expensive. And the other one was extremely expensive. And then I thought, do you know what? Just my missus was like, just fucking buy the book, Nick. Come on, because once that expensive one is gone, you got the uber expensive one after that. And this is what I bought from America. It's becoming next week. Yeah, a couple of weeks, I think it normally takes. And it's UFO's Contact from Planet. I saw that. Look at that face. I want to know what that is. So it's just that I know, mate. I know. I'm still working on one of my chem videos. It's been a while since I've seen the trails in the skies. It's been a while. So yeah, it's to come. Don't worry, man. But yeah, I saw that. I want to know what that is. That's a cross between a horse. The snout kind of looks like, I don't know, man. It's like a cow, horse. I have absolutely no idea what to work this thing out, honestly, but it looks intriguing. Hey, Spirits is Kenny. Nice to see you. And it's Nicolas Cage. Oh, man. Yeah, it looks like a good book. I have to admit, I'm intrigued. It's album covers, even like say with like music covers, but book covers like this just makes you go, I want to know what that is. So that's one into my collection that I've been collecting recently, which has been a great pleasure of mine because I like to do these deep dives. And it's a bit like I showed you with the games. These have current value after so many years. It just keeps going up and up and up. I mean, the next book I want to get, I think people are kind of like taking the piss a little bit. The one I wanted is nearly $300, which is about 270 quid, something like that. Plus the £30 postage and package. So it's like, woo, a lot of money. But yeah, yes, I shall be doing that because I've got some Richard D. Horse to show. Yes, been talking about Mars because that's been coming up recently. So yeah, so these books here is from Rotary. You know Rendell Stevens. You said who somebody said in chat he was quite controversial, like he was a bit on the side. If anyone knows anything, if you find me on X, could you like tag me in it? Because I can't find any information what he was doing, you know, the dirty deed, as one would say. But he wrote a load of books. I've got a few of them here, actually. One of them I showed, one big one. Ugh. So that's one of them. The Aztec one I showed. Actually, I opened that live on the show. But he has a series of books that are so rare and so expensive that I've been collecting because I'm a big collector. Plus, not only books, I've picked up other vintage stuff as well. Sorry, guys, I will get into chat. Sorry, I've just got a few things to show. Yes, we shall 420. One thing that's cheap on eBay is UFO magazines. So I have two here that I've picked up, relatively cheap. And this is Flying Saucer Review. And this is from December 1972. Okay, so I would like to go through at some point, just like some of the cases that we're seeing back in the day. 24 pence. Look at that. 24 pence. So that's one of them there. Is mentioned about humanoids. Look at that. So one thing, the people that are new in chat or new to the show, is that I'm a historian when it comes to ufology. I like to buy old publications, magazines, books. Like you see, I've got... That's only some of them. I've got loads of them here. In fact, my new setup will be an old vintage bookshelf with all my UFO books and magazines and stuff like that I've been collecting. There's another one here from, this is a November, December edition. And it's only 35p. Look at that. Yeah, 1972. And I love cases. I love old cases from ufology from back in the day because it's kind of like nostalgic for me. I've always been into UFOs. And I've got the opportunity of buying these publications and seeing what they're saying back then in terms of ufology compared to what it is now. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, it's the same stuff. And we will get to congressional hearings because I just want to go just a little bit over what they were saying back in, a couple of days ago. So yeah, I've got those. So we'll look at those at some point. What else have I got here? No, I think that's it. Oh yeah. Oh my god. You know what? I was going through. Talking about chemtronic. I was going through my old book collection, and I was like, "What is the worst book I've got in my vast array of conspiracies, UFOs, and paranormal, obviously?" And the one I've got is this. Okay, this is called "No Natural Weather: Introduction to Geoengineering 101. Understanding severe weather, flash floods, and global warming is not nearly as difficult as you think." Weather 101. So this has to be the most retarded book I've ever had. It's only like 25 pages long. It has no numbers on the page, and all it has is just, trust me, bros. It's got a flipping tweet here. A flipping tweet as verification, and it just has a bunch of YouTube videos that is most probably off the internet now. It has no real science. It's probably one of the worst books I've ever had. That can go in the bin. So anyway, honestly, it was complete trash. But in terms of a good book, just quickly, someone gave me this for Christmas. You know, friends of friends are like, "Oh, I know you're a bit of a sci-fi kid, a bit conspiracy theory." And I got this book here, and I was kind of reading through it just to see like unsolved cases. And at some point, I heard someone talk about this. Spring Hill Jack. Have you heard about that? Spring Hill Jack. I think it's a bit of a bit of a pervy person, a bit of a Jimmy Savile sort of character. But yeah, it's like an 18th century pantomime guy. He would like fiddle women's boobies and all that stuff. And honestly, I was just like reading through it. I was like, this sounds like a complete perv, honestly. But Spring Hill Jack, I'd love to talk about it at some point. Probably talk about it with Hidden. I have a good chuckle with that. So, congressional hearings. Yeah, let's bring up what everyone's talking about. Now, first things first. My thoughts on ufology. You know my thoughts, guys. I can be quite harsh. Well, not harsh, really. I'm more of a I'm open-minded, but I'm very critical of what information I'm consuming. I'm not saying that I'm a know-it-all. Well, but if you go back through the past and see what they were saying back then, it's the same really thing that we're sort of experiencing now, and especially with the congressional hearings, I've been hearing a lot of. It made good points. There were some really good questions being asked, and we'll just go through a few of them. But overall, especially when it comes to George Knapp, we are dealing with documents, excuse me, that can't really be verified. I mean, we'll get to George Knapp and the Russian documents. This is like, it just really makes no sense. And obviously, this footage here, I just want to go through it because I just honestly think that this is not a missile. And I'm just kind of sick of seeing these footage anyway, but we'll go for it in due time. What I'm going to do first is open up a bottle of rich cider, raspberry infused. This is premium Somerset cider. So yes, you can probably tell by my accent, I'm from the Southwest and we sound like farmers and pirates. But one thing we're known for in the Southwest is that we're the best cider makers in the world. So I'm going to have a little bit of a swig of this. I smell. Oh, that's nice. It's called pulling an Ollie. Ollie used to get pissed on Alien Addict. I'm not joking. Oh, that's nice. So this is more of a sweet, premium, medium. Oh, that's nice. That's a gorgeous cider. Oh, yes. And that burp proved it. Sorry. Hey, Chillster, nice to see you, man. How's it going? How's it going? Oh, pissed already. I only had a few swigs. Yeah, I have to admit, if I have too much cider, it makes me flipping bloated. It makes people kind of makes people aggressive. But in the Southwest, we're known for making like the best cider in the world. But yeah, this factory here is not too far. It's not a factory; it's actually a farm. So yeah. Oh, tell you what, lovely taste. Oh, let's bring it up. That was it, right? Okay. Congressional hearings. If you were there on Tuesday, I was a little bit critical with information coming forward. Do you know what? I was Ollie had a drink and in small in small cans, but he had like fucking 10 of them, Bob. Oh man, I tell you what, right, for the people that don't know, Ollie's gonna kill me if I'm gonna say this. If you want to see Ollie pissed as a fart, go to Terrestrial Materials and go on the first Alien Addict interview. Was anyone there and see it? I'm just gonna leave it like that. Entertain yourself. I was there like, oh my god, seriously. I thought he was gonna get another like bottle of water, but no, he came back with another vodka and Coke or something like that. Hilarious. But nevertheless, the hearings. Okay, so yes, okay, we had the first I'm sorry, let's bring this over here so I can actually speak into the microphone. So yeah, the first active Navy officer did come forward. Right, but have we heard cases like that before? Yes, we have. Excuse me, but not in congressional hearings. Yeah, I would recommend don't get cheap cider at shit. Go for like a Thatcher's. Thatcher's is pretty decent, but anything cheaper than that, yeah, don't go for it. So yes, an active duty Navy chief officer, he saw 4 Tic Tacs shaped UFOs off the coast of California whilst working on a USS Jackson, and convinced a. Obviously, was convinced by a doubting. No, sorry, a radar. So I was mixing up my words then. Yes, so the radar officer did spot the craft in real time, and he would say that was called checkmate. So that was a quotation. So the U.S. Navy Senior Chief Petty Officer Alexandro Wiggins, or Chief Wiggins, from not the ones from South Park, not South Park, The Simpsons, witnessed multiple UFOs on the radar on the evening of February 15th, 2023. and he obviously observed this over the ocean. And he's the one that said he saw like a big glow in the ocean, and he wasn't too sure what it was, and he sounded unsure, but he did see a glow underneath the ocean. Is that because I'm reading wrong? Oh mate, I got to do some terrible reading today. I've 420 hard, but anyway, nevertheless. So key questions to ask. I've always asked myself these questions. So if we go back to Anna Luna Paluna, hang on, I got to fucking you to this. This is at least get her name right, mate. Come on, you fancy the hell out of her. Anna Paulina Luna. I thought I had it right. I can picture the face, but not the name. So yeah, basically, when she was on Joe Rogan, right, she said she personally seen photographs of extra-dimensional beings. According to her, this is what she said. This was never brought up. Okay, I know she's not on the stand. She's part of the oversight committee, but surely she must know at least something. But she's getting information from somewhere else because she was told there were extra-dimensional beings, so she has seen something. But at the same time, she hasn't really clarified anything what she actually saw. And it would be nice of her to actually come forward with this information because, again, we need to be dealing with evidence. Hey, Science Evidence Fringe. Nice to see you. Welcome on in. Yes, yeah, sad times, man. Sad times. But yeah, hope you're doing well and welcome on to the show. So in terms of George Knapp, he could have mentioned the 115 element, which he did, but he said that he saw that in person, which is pretty much bold claims. But also he's made other claims like the fact that there are werewolves wearing trench coats, smoking cigarettes. So I put the F word there, which I'm not going to say because YouTube don't know that word, amongst other crazy theories and claims as well. So I am not denying George Knapp as a good researcher. Look, he's spent 30 years going into this topic. And I think one way, and this is what Nancy May said, is this a psyop? And he said quite possibly well be. So even he didn't know if he's going to be played or not. But I do think they're being played, in my opinion. In terms of testimony, yes, okay, it is important because a lot of ufology, guys, is a lot of trust me, bros. Look at the books here and everything, you know, in terms of backing up with evidence. And obviously we'll get to this footage in a minute because everyone's creaming all over this at the moment. It just seems to me, could you say that it was total theater? Oh God, I hate to sound like that person, guys. Everyone's got such a positive attitude towards this congressional hearings. I'm going, yeah, but these are like stories I've heard before. I understand they're military people creaming. Oh, mate, creaming? They're gushing over it. And I'm like, we need to ask some really hard questions here. Like, what the flipping hell hit this thing? And I don't think it's a missile. Missiles explode. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. There's a slow down version I've just bookmarked before the show. It's a really good one. So we'll get through that. Yeah, the whistleblowers. The term whistleblowers has now changed from what we would normally give evidence to not giving evidence, and that's called a whistleblower. And giving testimony is not whistleblowing, in my opinion. Really, when you look at it, oh mate, we'll go through it because I haven't really done a proper deep dive into. I just saw it during the congressional hearings, and that was it. Really, I've seen like bits and pieces of it, but as like a deep, slow down version, we'll get to it in a minute. If the US allowed it to be released, there'll be an agenda. We'll get to the agenda. I think this has been done on purpose because going off what Green Tea is saying, in terms of this footage, okay, we'll get to the other questions in a minute. I think this is really important because everyone is focusing on this footage right here. First things first. I am trying to be positive. I cannot stand this thermal imaging footage. With the technology that we all have on my phone, on your phone, the military has high level grade of infrared cameras. They can see flipping, if you're growing weed in your home, they can see through your house. This is what the police have, and let alone what the military has. And you're telling me that this is the best footage they can produce? For the past 80 years of ufology, everyone, Tom, Dick, and Harry, your mum and dad, have been filming the skies, taking pictures, let alone the flipping military. Of course they know what's been going on. You got investigations through Nightcap, MUFON. Yes, you had your predecessors, obviously Project Blue Book on that was a disinformation campaign, you know, the ones before that. And up until now, the military grade technology is far beyond our comprehension. In the past 80 years, you're telling me that this is the only footage they can release? Please. Oh, please. And I tell you what this footage does. It asks, it ponders more questions than answers. Is it an orb? Is it a rocket? Is it a balloon? Do you understand what's going on? They're telling me they can't produce a high level quality photograph. We got photographs from pilots that are better than this. Remember the Manchester orb? Remember that severe on the ground? The guy was in the bloody cabin when he took that photograph, and that's a pretty much clear photograph. You're telling me that the army, the Department of Defense, the military, the Navy don't have better footage, but they want to release this? Oh, but it hit something. Yeah, it's hit something because they want the UFO community to keep talking about it. Keep talking about this footage, guys. Or what can it be? What can it be? What can it be? You ain't going to get the answers. It's putting more questions than answers. It's the fucking Germans. It's the Germans again. For Christ's sake, it's the Hounderboom. Maria Orsic might be in that. No, she don't exist. But you see the point I'm trying to get across here. Am I making like good analogy here? Okay, everyone is focusing on this bloody footage, and to be honest, we're not going to get the answers from anything. From Lou, Ross Coulthard, News Nation, people in the UFO community is pondering more questions than answers. And look, you can argue and say, look, any sort of photograph that gets put out or video footage, we're all speculating what it could be. But you are dealing with infrared, which is one of the worst kind. Surely they must have a colored version somewhere in their archive. 80 years, guys, and I've shown way better footage of UFO sightings. Check out Janine UFOs on YouTube. Finding way better footage than this. I really don't get why people are creaming over it. I'm fucking sick of this. Sorry for swearing. I'm trying to cut the swear now. Trying to get triggered as well. Have a sip of your cider, Nick, for Christ's sake. But look, there is something odd about this potato camera footage that we're seeing here. It's a potato footage. Actually, Science Evidence Fringe. Her name is Orticius. Ortish? Or Maria Orset, yeah. Oh. Mate, if you get a banging photograph of her, a real one, I'll believe you. Good luck that one. Please, no more Ross tonight. Don't worry, Sophia. Don't worry. No Ross the Tosser tonight. I saved that one in my head, that one. I think I had enough of him, to be honest. I've got no News Nation stuff. It's just probably clips when we get to like X and all that. I like how they altered the video for crimes. All the footage looks like it comes from the 90s. Yeah, this is it. It's like blurry, crappy footage, you know. And this is blurry, crappy footage. It doesn't do ufology anything. And like I said, the past 80 years of filming the skies. Obviously, we're talking about the military here and their military grade technology. It's through the roof. It's far beyond what look my phone can do. I'll show you some amazing photographs. What this phone can do is unbelievable. It's like a proper, professional digital camera. And the military don't have that? Nah, not believing it. But why was this footage put out? And it was also, where did this footage come from? Now, Eric Burleson, he was part of the oversight committee, and he said he received this anonymously. Okay, well, we'll play the clip in a minute. Oh yeah, I haven't got ad blocker, by the way. So I forgot what it was called, but yeah, I'll if I'm doing like live streams like that again, I'll make sure I get ad blocker. In fact, a lot of people saying the ads were more entertaining than the actual congressional hearings itself. In terms of like night vision, you'd be surprised the grade, the A-level grade they got now. It's far beyond. From what I've seen on the internet, I've done a bit of YouTubing on it, and it's something not telling us something. But in terms of this footage, I guess we can get into it just really quickly. Bring this up for you guys. Yeah, there we go. Okie dokie. Righty tight. Oh, Nancy makes you so hot. Sorry, I'm a bloke. What do you expect? So this is the footage from. It's the only like crystal clear. I'll say crystal clear footage. It's from Red Panda Koala. Thanks for letting me using your video for this one.
Does this
pretty much every
video scare you guys?
Does it
Yes
scare
or no?
you?
Yes.
Oh, hold on. Wait a minute.
Yes or no?
Sorry, guys.
Yes.
Wiggins?
Yes.
So apparently they're scared of this footage. Apparently. Where is that footage? I don't have it. Do I have it? Oh, no, it's this one. Yep. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Yeah. So this here, obviously, we're looking at an object that it looks like a grain of rice, isn't it? And the thing is with infrared, hey, Ben, the Yorkshire Guffonian. The Yorkshire, oh my God, the Yorkshire Guffonian. I've seen you on Richard's channel, by the way. Yeah, nice to see you. Welcome on in. Oh, yeah, dude, that's the same one I got. The S24 Ultra Pro or something like that. It's got the pen with it. And I tell you what, it's a pretty good camera. I have to admit, it's got a wicked zoom. Oh, right. Awesome, man. Oh, sweet. Yeah, I tell you what, I have been seeing more orbs in the sky. Now, I know what satellites look like. I know what space debris look like. I film the sky 24/7 with my time-lapse camera, so I know exactly. But some of these orbs, and I remember showing one with you guys, I think it was like a couple of weeks ago. See this massive orb, it actually went through the cloud and it ended up picking up speed. So there's something going along in the skies, definitely. So yeah, welcome on into the show, Ben. Nice to see you. So yes, this footage here, we are dealing with a volcanic grain of rice. The thing is with this thermal imaging, you don't really know the whole aspect of the craft itself. And this is the problem with this footage, is you don't know what it is. You just, oh, it looks like a Tic Tac. But the thing is, that's giving off the heat signature of the craft. I believe it's the heat. Might be wrong on that one. But anyway, we will look to see when this, apparently what comes into the frame that hits this so-called Tic Tac. I'm going to pause it. There we go. Right. Is a Hellfire missile. And this is, I'll show you what it looks like in a minute. But I would argue it does look like a ball of light, isn't it? Now, if I would have thought it would be a rocket or missile, it should have a trail behind, isn't it? Obviously, the propulsion system of the actual rocket itself. I would have thought that would be picked up in the thermal imaging, but you don't. But my conclusion of a missile is that, isn't it supposed to explode? But what you get is boing. Look at it. Bong. I don't understand how a missile does not explode. That must have hit right on the nose. It must have done. Look. Yeah, and then it turns. Comes in and then turns. I don't think this is a missile. I might be wrong. I'm not an expert into this. And I have look, one thing I shit on this because it's crap footage. It's potato footage, isn't it? When you look at it, but it is odd how this object, which I don't think is a missile, hence the thumbnail. I think this is something else entirely. Could be a drone, but we're told it's a Hellfire missile. But I'm pretty sure it wouldn't explode. Too slow for a missile. Yeah, I would have thought they'd be a lot faster than that. Now, this object here that's traveling, it's hard to tell how fast it's going because they blurred out all the details. What annoys me. If we actually had the details, actually, isn't it in the other frames here? It's still cut out. It's kind of hard to tell. And another thing, there is a cut here. Wait for it. There. I want to see all that in one motion. But in terms of what hit this unidentified flying object, both, I just don't think it's a missile. I think we're led to think it's a missile. And I'm not going down the plasma orb. I don't know how that bloody thing works or anything like that. I don't know, would a plasma orb bounce off like that? Because it seems to be a solid object hitting a solid object. Did I say that right? I have 420 hard because I was in a really upset mood before the show. Both. Yeah, I'm sorry. I am going to say this right now. Metal orb. It could well be, Chillster. It could well be. I just don't think that this possibly could be a missile. I thought missiles explode on impact, and what Paul was saying is that, well, I don't know how slow or how fast a missile is going to be, but it travels at one great. I have seen them in the sky traveling, especially when there was the missiles going through, the two conflicts that's been happening. They travel at a hell of a speed. So yeah, you think you're right on that one, Paul. Yeah, I just don't get it. The thing is footage like this that ponders more questions than answers. You see what I mean? Nick, drones have some everyday quality. Okay. So it could be a drone then. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a drone because it doesn't look like a missile. Missiles are long. I tell you what, I'm going to bring up Hellfire missile. So you can see what this actually looks like. And it's just showing me the footage of I want to see the Hellfire rocket. Hold on. Let's have a look. Where is it to? I'll tell you, let's just put the screen on there. Stop that. Into that. And then go into that. Right, let's have a little look. Let's try to find this Hellfire missile. There we go. I don't want the cost. Right, I'm guessing that's it. Hellfire missile. All right, okay. So, sorry, guys. You're going to see, like, pretty much close up. I can't really zoom in as much. Hang on. Let's do that instead. I wouldn't be surprised if what hit that object was the drone and bounced off, because I think the military grade drones are a lot more heftier, especially what we've been seeing in the skies during December and January. I reckon that was all military, personally. They're just not telling us what the actual exercise that was carrying on at the time. So yeah, these are long. You can see they're very, very long. And obviously I don't think it goes into that. I'm not too sure. Oh, there we go. So these have like cameras in it or some sort of. Well, see, they're guided missiles, aren't they? They're pretty big, aren't they? Look at that. Hellfire missile. So this is it. So they're not exactly small or a round orb-like. But bear in mind, as this is traveling through, is the thermal given the perspective of turning this into like an orb. But if we can see one in action, like I would have thought, yeah, that's one there. Hellfire 2 rocket. But it just goes to show the propulsion system right here. How come that didn't show up in the actual footage itself? I mean, it's not exactly the same rocket, but you see, you understand the point of view here. You are not seeing that in the actual footage. Now, let's go back to the actual footage itself. We're going to go back to the slow version. But I just don't think what we're seeing is a Hellfire rocket. Okay, let's go back to this one here. So this has been slowed down, and we get to see the object a bit more. Now, obviously, it breaks off in pieces. Oh, actually, come to think about it. I don't know. Does that look like a Hellfire rocket to you guys? Hey, jamming music man, nice to see you. Welcome on in, brother. Hope you're having a good one. It's all BS. There's something going on there, Mark. I'm not too sure what it could be, but I just don't see any. Oh right, okay. Is that the case? Is it? I thought we have like a propulsion system coming straight out for the whole of its journey. Some missiles don't explode. Oh right, okay. Some Russian ones are connected energy. That is the point of where they can. Oh right, okay. I might be wrong on that one, then, mate. I thought all rockets explode or missiles. ChatGPT at some point. Yeah, for me, if I look at this object, if we are going, this is a Hellfire missile. It hits it dead on. And then you get those pieces that come off it. But it seems to be quite identical. There we go. Check this out. It's the bit when it hits it. Hold on. Let's have a look. I have no idea. Welcome to ufology. A top speed of approximately Mach 0.9, around 690 miles per hour. Bloody hell. So that's quite fast when you look at it. I mean, traditional commercial airlines traveling at what, 600? No, actually, no, 500, isn't it? I think. So it can haul ass, I would have to admit. The AGM 114 or 114 Hellfire missile is protective guide. Okay, it's guided then, air to ground. Okay, so they wouldn't typically use this missile then. Yeah, it's just if this is the clearest view, or I mean, this is I mean, once you zoom into a shot, it kind of loses the pixelation. But this is pretty much a clear cut of what hit this object. But it's obviously whatever this object is solid, and those three things come out of it. But you don't really see that in when the footage zooms out. This is it. So, in terms of what this object could be, it's got to be something solid. And to say it's a balloon. It's kind of funny how people say that, but no, definitely not a balloon. Oh, commercial airlines normally fly at 0. Sorry, man, I've 420 before the show. 0.82 Mach. Most current Boeings, and okay, so how fast is that, Ben? Is that I thought it was like 500 miles an hour at cruising altitude. Bear in mind, but this is quite at sea level, isn't it? So an aircraft won't really be traveling as low as that. It's useless footage. Yeah, I would agree. This is it. We're the whole point of me showing this footage. I know everyone's creaming over it, and get the clicks and likes and all that, which is fine. It's absolutely fine. But at the same time, is the point I'm trying to get across is footage like this pawns more questions than answers, and we're just not getting any answers to what it is. I don't think this is a missile. I mean, if you're going what Ben's saying, that not all missiles explode. In fact, let's just chat GPT it. Chat GPT, where are you? I need your help, love. Let's go on that. Chat GPT. I'll have to. It is my friend. Actually, I've been using Nova. Nova is kind of creepy. I actually have a proper conversation with it. Let's do this. Do that. I'll chat to GPT. Okay. Now, bear in mind, ChatGPT, yes, I know it's a useful tool, but it's very mainstream. This is the problem, guys. If you go into like the conspiracy realm, or even a deep dive into a UFO topic like German flying saucers, it will actually miss out a lot of information, and it will do that. So just be careful. Can a what was it called again? I forgot the bloody name of the rocket called. The missile, sorry. Hellfire rocket. Fucking idiot. A Hellfire missile can explode. Fucking idiot! I can't even write properly. Don't judge my writing. Can a Hellfire rocket explode on impact? Don't judge. Yes. Okay. I'm not going to read this. I'm going to read this in my head. So if you'd like to read it yourself, go ahead, because otherwise I'll make myself look like a right idiot. Okay. High speed. Okay. So if I put can, actually, if I say, let's put in, it's probably only 420 before the show. Can or do, fuck, I can't even think. Do they explode or not? How can I say this? Hold on. Oh, that's interesting. It says one here, and this one doesn't actually explode. Instead, deploys blades to kill the target. Well, there you go. Learn every day. I missed that bit out, actually. So, right, okay. Do some not explode. It might go into more detail. Not every hive. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I will stand corrected in my dyslexic question I put forward. I managed to find the answer. So yes, Ben, you were right. Yes, not every single Hellfire rocket explodes. So I will stand corrected, and I would say, fuck knows what this thing is. I don't know. I really don't know. But the point I'm trying to get across, guys, is that the fact that the footage that only one footage we've got hasn't really answered anything whether or not extraterrestrials are actually visiting this planet. Look, something's there. It could be military. It could be a Lockheed Martin. It might be Claxar looking for some quality weed. Who knows? It's, again, you're telling me out of the 80 years of ufology, with the amount of technology that the military has, especially like today's grade technology, and this is the footage that what we can get is this crappy little potato camera footage, which is that. It's not good. It's not good. But Chief Wiggins is scared. It just reminds me of The Simpsons. Chief Wiggins. Yeah, this is it. And obviously, Eric Burleson, he wasn't too sure where this footage came from. He said he got it anonymously. Oh, fucking, I can't even speak, man. Honestly, I think there needs to be more critical analysis into this. I mean, look, it's good to fun to speculate, but at the same time, we're not getting the answers. We're just seems to go around in circles. I mean, the overall perspective of the congressional hearings itself. Look, listen, in one way of protecting the whistleblowers, I think, yes, that's a very important thing, because they've worked their ass off, I imagine, going through a very, very high amount of training, a very, very stressful job, for them just to sort of come forward and explain something really, really wacky, and eventually losing their careers, losing their jobs. I mean, losing pretty much their livelihood, their pension. Of course, they don't want to come forward. So in one aspect, especially, it was, what's his name? Borland. His name, is it Borland? He was saying that, could you help us protect us more? And Anna said, yes, of course we will. We'll protect you from this day forward, which is good to hear. But at the same time, I just don't really think we're going to get the truth on this. We can't get the truth on flipping 9/11, Epstein files, JFK. How the hell are we supposed to get evidence for extraterrestrial life? I mean, Erickson and Anna herself were actually blocked to get in certain information. They're the flipping government, and they were literally blocked from getting access to these documents related to a crash retrieval program. I just think I think Anna knows what's going on, and I think Tim Burchett knows what's going on. There are people behind the scenes that are pushing a certain narrative. It's pushing the UFO community in a certain direction. It's like, look over here, instead of actually looking in another direction. And I think the whole point of especially what Green Tea was saying, that I think it's most probably done as a distraction. There we go, the word again, distraction, is keeping the UFO community on their feet. And I'm going to say this again. This is wank footage. I'm going to be honest with you. It's something strange, but you're not going to get the answers whether or not it's extraterrestrial or Lockheed Martin, isn't it? And also, didn't Lou come forward and say there's like 25 other footage? Because we've got the gimbal, the go fast, and the other one as well. I can't remember the name of the Flare one or Fleur one, whatever it's called. There was supposed to be 25 extra footage of that. Why have not that been released at all? So, in terms of testimony, it's stuff we've heard all before. All right. And I know that because there's something called the Disclosure Project. And there were people in there that were in charge of like launching nuclear missiles. So they're very, very high credible people saying the same things what these people are saying. It's just, it's more in an official way of approaching the topic. I understand they want to take the stigma out of it, but why? Why do they want to suddenly take the stigma out of UFOs when it's still a stigma of a topic? You know, is it a psyop? I mean, Nancy May said that. Is it a psyop, George Knapp? Is it a psyop? And even he said it could well be. I mean, you would have thought he would have known by now after being in the field for like 30 years. But again, like I said, ufology is a business, is an industry, and is entertainment. And I think the congressional hearings, I think, instead of the entertainment bit, I sort of ticked the two of those things, I would say. Yeah, good point, actually, there, Ben. Yeah, it's kind of funny that the fact that the Russians were like way ahead in the space program and the Americans were so far behind, but it was a very short time period. The Americans managed to catch up all of a sudden. It was, very, very strange. I have to admit, do you know what? The people in chat, me and Hidden on Wednesday are going to be doing a moon landing hoax video, live stream, sorry. But this is the thing. Hidden believes we went to the moon and I believe we didn't. And that's going to make a great conversation because me and Hidden get triggered. He's like, oh, mate, I don't think we should do it. I'm like, mate, it makes a perfect live stream. Come on. It's like, mate, you got to keep your cool and all that. I'm like, I'll keep my cool. I'm not going to be like a flat earther and just be like, absolutely, screaming and shouting and all that sort of person. Even though you might have seen me do that a couple of times, but triggered. But yeah, in terms of this footage, doesn't really prove anything, in my opinion. The overall congressional hearings made some good points, but in terms of transparency, is testimony transparency? Well, we've been hearing testimony for the past 80 years through the public, through military, through policemen, all walks of life. It's the evidence. I'm not asking for them to bring out whack out of a book or full of like documents. So like, here's an alien, here's Klaxar, and here's a sweet wife. It is. A slow disclosure, I think, would be more suitable for this day and age instead of just like shoving it straight into your face. Because if they're shoving it straight into your face, everyone's going to go, something's not right here. I'll be doing the same thing. Like, why are you doing this? Always ask yourself this: why? Why are they doing this? Why all of a sudden they want transparency for UFOs? Why? You want to push the threat narrative? Threat. Fear. Like the whistleblowers saying, are you scared? Yeah, I'm scared. Well, it's been going on for 80 years. I mean, has it knocked out any commercial airlines out of the sky? I'm not denying there'll be some military people that have lost their lives for chasing UFOs and stuff like that. But is that going on every single day? And this is the other thing. Didn't Ryan Gray saying, and I think one of the whistleblowers as well, this is happening on a daily basis. Where's the footage? Is this the only one we can get? I mean, come on, please. Like, we need the footage now. In one way, yes, Paul, you could say it's definitely a distraction. So I'm sure there'll be more congressional hearings to come in due course. I just like to see some sort of evidence, really. Yeah. So you're like a 50-50 guy. We went, but some of it was faked. Yeah, I kind of get with that, Ben, to be honest with you. I would. Some of the photographs, the way they went to the moon, I know there's a documentary called Something Funny Happened on the Way to the Moon, and that's a bit dodgy. So in one aspect, yeah, I see your point. I think Hidden actually is the same thing as well. You would say that they went, but they did fake a lot of stuff. Which would be interesting live stream actually, because I think a lot of it was pretty much fake, in my opinion. It makes a good conversation, yeah. But it's kind of strange that they said they lost the technology to actually go to the moon, and that they recorded all the original footage over the. Yes, that's what they said. Yeah, they recorded over the original footage, which I find a bit odd. They would actually say that in public, let alone flipping saying that they lost the technology. It's like, come on. My nephew is like 5, can figure that one out. Like, yeah, this guy's full of shit. I can remember the name. Oh, you're talking about someone else. Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, please tell me you don't believe in Ben. Oh, okay, I'm going to read this. Okay, Ben, really sorry, but something's got proofread what I've just read. Mate, I 420'd hard before the show because I was quite upset about Charlie Kirk. So yeah, apologies because my reading skills are awful. Nick, please tell me you don't believe in MH3 setting well, you're in luck, mate, because no, I don't believe it. In fact, here on Alien Addict, I stay away from that topic completely. There's 2 things I stay away from. Anything to do with that, and what's the other one? There's something else as well. I can't remember. But yeah, that I blank refuse to talk about because it's just drama, and it. Yeah. Oh, you want to have a little chat? Yeah. Oh, tell you what, Ben. This is my email address that I do check on a regular basis now, by the way, guys. So, so yeah, alienaddictpodcast@gmail.com. Ben, hook me up. I'd love to have a conversation with you, man. Yeah, I'm always happy to have a conversation with people talking about UFOs, paranormal, conspiracies. I don't mind, man. But for Ben, I think you're new to this channel, but yeah, I know the whole thing's fucking fake, what we call fake and gay, to be honest with you. But it kind of attracts the wrong people if I go against that narrative, and it's like drama, and it just ends up having an argument. And I'm like, do you know what? That's topic I stay out of. And like, you do you, I'm just going to stay out of it. So that's just my opinion on that one, Ben. But yeah, Ben, I believe in UFOs, aliens, interdimensional beings, the whole lot. But in current day ufology, I find there's a lot of BS. There's a lot of misinformation. In fact, Ben, I know you in Rich Giordano's show, Goof On. I'm like the English version of Goof On. But I try to have a more positive, like I go through the history of ufology. I've got like a load of books here. I like to study ufology like back in the day, like not denying some of these cases. If you're going like the Billy Meyer route, you know that's fake and gay. But the whole aspect of ufology is interesting, I have to admit. But I think the current day aspect of the threat, the transparency, the disclosure, I think in one way is a distraction. And I always ask myself why are they doing this? So it's just weird. Why would they do it? Oh, really? Oh, fair enough, man. Yeah, going back in the day. So yeah, I'm the new host of the show because Ollie and Lee. So if we go, and in fact, if we go check out Ollie and Lee, and not Dave, Daily Conspiracy Podcast. They go 3 days a week now because I think the conspiracies were getting too much for Ollie's little brain. And there's like Anne's as well, isn't it, Ollie, for listening? Yes, Facus and Gaius, Paul. Not this podcast, but they can be at sometimes. Misinformation. But Daily Conspiracy Podcast. I was there after the congressional hearings, believe it or not. I was talking about UFOs with Ollie and that. and I go 3 days a week. It says Monday to Friday, but no, it's Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Yeah, so go check Ollie and Lee out there because they do some wicked deep dives. And the thing is with YouTube, they have no restrictions, so they can say stuff like words I can't say, which I actually said on the podcast, which was kind of weird. It's like I can say that thing that you can eat, that circle, and you know what I mean. Okay. So yeah, right, okay. Let's move on for the congressional hearings. Move on to something a little bit different because again, it's like stories I've heard all before. So yeah, once again, if you want to contact me, here is the email address, and I'll be sure to check it out. 100%. Oh yeah, I had smash burgers before this, and it was amazing. I tell you what, with there's one thing I noticed with American food. Now, I've never been to America. In fact, next year, I'm looking to, me and the missus are looking to go to Contact in the Desert for at least like 2-3 days. I thought to sort of get into America, sort of enjoy the circuit, or the circus, as one would say, is the Contact in the Desert. I think it'd just be a good laugh, really. And we were looking at food. Now, apparently, the Americans have the best food, what I've been hearing. But this is what the English people are saying that go over to America. They always have decent food, a lot of processed food. But nevertheless, if you want, for instance, what's that? I can't remember. Have you heard? Is it called baby back ribs? Like ribs, basically, like a barbecue ribs. If you get that in England, you get like a load of like barbecue sauce that's like dumped on top of it. And you normally get that with like the takeaway stuff. You know, you get a pack of ribs and you get the sauce of it. You just have to cut the ribs and you put the sauce on top and you let the sauce heat up. But in America, yeah, the fast food, the other thing. But if you go to a restaurant, the ribs, it's dry rubbed. It's basically a seasoning with powdered seasoning with spices. And you rub that in and you let that marinate. And I tell you what, I did that with a chicken. I was absolutely amazing because obviously I, broke out and all that. And primarily one of my proteins is chicken. Well, one of my meat I eat is chicken. And I tell you what a difference. And I know isn't that the American way? Normally you would, it's probably like the same with fries as well, unless you put like flipping cheese on it or something like that. But yeah, what a difference by instead of putting the sauce on it, if you get all the seasonings and the barbecue sort of dry powder, and you put that, you rub that in, you let that marinate for an hour. I tell you what, oh, absolutely amazing. Dry rub. But apparently that's the American way. And I tell you what I do love, and I've only had it this year, and that's pancakes with maple syrup, but with strips of bacon. And I always thought for so many years that the fact that those two combinations didn't work. Well, I was proven wrong, and I've been having that pretty much every day. I shouldn't be having it because like bacon's quite fatty, but yeah, that is absolute yes. Smoky bacon is the flipping best, I have to admit. And I got a farm down the road, like a local farm. They bred their own like chickens and like literally everything, and it is the flipping best. So I've been enjoying food. But yeah, I'd love to go to the US at some point next year and Contact in the Desert. And yeah, I know people say it's not my sort of crowd. I guess it is. Come on, over woo woo, just a bit more critical. What happened to Dave? He just went, mate. He just, I think he just opted out and just left, really. So yeah, but I wish him all the best, man. I wish him all the best. Maple syrup comes from the tree. Do you know what? It does indeed, mate. In fact, I would like to do my own actually. It's like the blood of the tree, but it's sweet and it's awesome. Apparently, not a lot of calories in it, which I found out. No, he's not. He's not part of the podcast or anything, mate. He's gone on his own terms, unfortunately. Bit of a shame, really. But he was very good at things I can't say. Architects. He's very good with words, basically. Something that I'm not good at. But anyway, let's see what we got here, because I can talk about food all day. Let's bring up my notes. Okay. I tell you what, remember that book I showed you with the spiral effect in the sky? Well, I started flicking through it and I found more spirals. So yeah, so the people that don't know, last live stream, we went through the Norway spiral, and I don't believe the Norway spiral says is the Norway spiral. No, no, I rephrased that. What I'm going to say, the Norway spiral is not a failed rocket. Basically, a failed rocket is spinning around, and basically that's what's giving it is the perfect circle of the spiral. But nevertheless, I was keep on going through this book, which requires me to read, which I'm not. So you can later on pause it if you want to. And I noticed some other depictions of strange stuff. Well, strange anomalies in the sky. Check this out. So this is the book called UFOs in Modern China that came out in 1983. And it had this the spiral effect in the sky, which we've all been seeing in recent years. So we can trace the spiral, the Norway spiral, to 1947. So like I said, it's not a flipping rocket. Excuse me, I'm trying not to burp. So yeah, there have been some other cases as well. Obviously, some of them are like meteorites and stuff like that. These are obviously artist impressions, 1976, but there are some very strange ones in the sky. Look at this. 26th of July, 1977. Did you get a picture of it? No, but I did draw it. Which I found interesting. This is the book I'm trying to get, which is about £220 on eBay. And there you go. Look at this. Look. Look at that. So we had some very swirly anomalies in the sky going back in a day in China. And it's another one as well. Look at that. That was taken in 1977. So the spiral effect has been going on for a long period of time. And for the people that come forward and say, no, Nick, it's a rocket. I'm like, prove it. Well, in one way, the rockets does turn, but it don't turn perfectly like the Norway spiral. Don't believe that at all. But like I said, guys, it's no, check this out. The spiral effect can easily be traced back to the 1940s, 50s, 60s. And remember when I said, did China had a missile program back in the 40s? No, they didn't, because this was 2 years after the war where that first sighting taking place. Oh yeah, that leads into Foo Fighters. I guess we're talking about Foo Fighters if you want to. Yeah, I'm going to show you the picture I was talking about, because the people that are new to the channel, can you hear my missus losing her shit over a game? If you hear some faint screams, it's my missus. I don't know what game she's playing, but you can hear it on the last live stream. It's like, fuck's sake! Like, shh, shut up, babe. Mike can pick you up. So yeah, basically this right here is the Norway spiral back in, hold on, 1947. Look at that. There we go. So yeah, for the people in the chat, that is a very old anomaly in the sky. Nothing new. Oh, someone's talking about, I see the word butter, green tea. You had my head. Oh, what's this? Oh, that sounds awesome. Peppered milk gravy with sausage. Peppered milk gravy? Oh, it's milk gravy. I've never heard of it. Hold on, Mark G. Hold on. Milk gravy. Don't tell me you put gravy. Milk in the gravy. What's that like this? Milk gravy? What the hell is that? I have never heard of that. What is milk gravy? Sorry. God, silent. I want to know what the gravy is. I love gravy, milk gravy. So milk gravy is simply creamy gravy made with milk, flour, and fat, usually from a pan dripping butter or sausage grease. All right. It's a classic comfort food in southern and midwestern US, cooking, especially served under biscuits. All right. Okay. So you make a roux, cook the flour and fat, like bacon grease, sausage dripping. Ooh, okay. Ooh, bloody hell. Add milk. This stuff, I'm like, oh, does it go? Okay, so add the milk. Avoid lumps. Seasoning with salt and a bit of pepper. Right, I'm gonna try that. And if you're back next show. Oh mate, I don't know. That sounds horrible. It's so nerdy, but I just try to. Because I cook bacon. For instance, Sundays I'll have like a full English breakfast. I can either make one myself or like a bacon sandwich or something like that. I'll bear that in mind. Okay, so Mark's saying 1 cup of milk. So yeah, 1 cup of milk, 1 cup of a quarter cup of flour. Okay, sorry, cream. Quarter cup of flour. So, okay, salt, pepper, sausages. I don't know. I guess. Isn't there something called peppercorn sauce, isn't it? I think that's what goes with steak. It's a white sauce snake. I'm such an idiot. God, mate. There's one thing that is my guilty pleasure is bloody garlic bread. But the thing is, bread makes me flipping bloated at the moment. It's terrible. It's weird. Since I hit like 33, like potatoes, bread, it makes me bloated. It's terrible. Absolutely terrible. So yes, we talk about food a lot on Alien Addict. Sorry, let's get that Norway spiral off the screen. And we can bring up something a bit more. I'll tell you what. Let's have a bit of a laugh. Going back during college, right? There was this video I found. And this is going back. No, it's more than 7 years ago. But I just found this funny. I just found it funny.
It's Fashion Week over in Paris. The latest fashions are on the runway for next spring. But there was a problem out there today. One of the British designers' shows had the difficulty. A model fell down twice. That's her going down once. A young woman wearing that pink skirt and the orange platform shoes never quite recovered after that. There she goes again. That had to hurt. That was uncool. That's embarrassing. This is at least the second time.
Well, you all are just really tickled by that, aren't you? You try walking in those shoes.
Hey, first of all, baby, I got enough meat on me that it's all right.
All right, funny.
I'm sorry. Come on,
we want to apologize.
Hold on. You
want me to read for it?
Sorry, it's just a mutty laugh. It just makes me laugh. Oh, blue cheese sauce. Isn't that a bit strong, Sophia? Is that a bit too strong? I don't know. Blue cheese, I only have it like once a year during Christmas. Right, let's get out of that. Let's have a look. Let's see what we've got on here on Alien Alex. Let's have a little look. Oh, have you heard of ball lightning? Now, I had a conversation with one of my clients the other day, and we were talking about blue lightning. And she was saying years ago, every time there was a lightning strike, she used to shut the windows. No, she used to open it just in case a ball of lightning would come in. And I was like, what the hell is that? Like, I have heard of it, but I've never seen it. But I don't think this is fake or game. But check this out. Is this a ball of lightning? Has anyone seen this?
What is it? It's going for a long time.
A ball of light hovers over a field.
It's like a fireball, but not really. It's the wrong color.
And this couple from Rich Valley, Alberta, was mesmerized.
After a rather vicious lightning strike, we saw the ball of fire kind of retain, 20 feet above the ground.
The cell phone video was captured an hour northwest of Edmonton by Ed and Melinda.
So I don't think this is from like a power station or anything like that, like electrical charge. But I think it's supposed to be a ball lightning, I guess.
Party. It shows the ball of light for about 20 seconds before it disintegrates. They were under a tornado watch and experiencing a thunderstorm Wednesday evening when they saw this about a kilometer away from their home.
Yeah,
look, gonna be honest with you, if there was not a thunderstorm there, I'll be like, what the bloody hell is that? It looks like a flipping plasma orb.
Moving horizontally above the ground. Incredibly bright, too. It was very bright. It was really bright.
Off in the distance, I see something glowing there.
But what exactly is it? According to one scientist, it could be ball lightning or a form of it.
Sometimes you can get that plasma itself or region of plasma to just linger for a little while. And sometimes that plasma itself, if it's in a ball shape, they call it ball lightning.
It's a rare phenomenon that can be produced from intense lightning. But why it's caused is still something scientists are trying to determine.
What are the right conditions to actually make this phenomenon happen? We don't know. Because again, it's such a really rare event and it's not very...
You don't know. We've been tracking weather for the past 100 years, mate, and still can't figure it out. Come on.
Very well understood.
Florian believes that although this weather event is rare, we could see more of it.
The more and more severe storms that we're getting across the prairies, there might be greater chances of other people witnessing these phenomena as well.
The parties say they're lucky to experience an extraordinary event not many people have.
I was glad it was far away from our house, though, because I don't think I'd want to get near that because that's a lot of power in there.
Cappy might.
Yeah, might your other teeth out. So yeah, this is it could be possibly ball of lightning or block of cheese or something like that. I don't know. Everyone's mentioning cheese at the moment. I hate cheese. Really? Oh no! You need to get proper cheese there, Paul. Carblue cheese occasionally. All right. Okay. Well, I tell you what. If you want cheese, proper cheese, you want to go to Cheddar, mate. If we're in England, go to Cheddar. It's the home of the cheese. Must smell horrible in that bloody place. Yeah, I tell you what. The best cheese to get. I was going to say Cathedral City, but they don't sponsor Alien Addict, so I'm not going to say anything. Oh, really? Do you know, I keep on hearing stories of that actually pop up. Yeah. I don't know how, if it was that, like that in your living room, what the fuck would you do? I'm like, shit. I don't know. Yeah, I've heard many stories of like ball of lightning bouncing around the home and all that. I just found out that's interesting because I've never seen ball of lightning before. Yeah. What else have I got here? Oh, I tell you what. Could you remember going back this week? NASA came forward and said they're something to do with life on Mars. I forgot to bookmark it, don't judge. And they mentioned, yeah, cheese is amazing. Absolutely. Can't have too much of it, though. What's that? Is it camembert or something like that? Camembert or something? It absolutely stinks. You can smell it every time you pass it in Sainsbury's. It's awful. But anyway, bloody food. Cheese, bloody barbecue ribs, bacon. Oh, I'm getting hungry now, for Christ's sake. So yeah, this week, NASA came forward saying that they found life on Mars. Or some sort of life on Mars. And I'm going, hold on a minute. I think I've heard this before. Anyway, this is a very short video before we move on to someone called Richard Dufour. Right, listen to this.
Sample 24 is called Comet Geyser, and we collected it from the Bunsen Peak rock on the margin unit.
Okay, so this is on Mars. So they managed to get a probe on Mars. Well, we've had like 25 probes on Mars since the 1970s. But they managed to take a sample of the surface of Mars right here in this location.
The Comet Geyser sample is really exciting for several reasons. This rock is dominated by silica and carbonate. These phases are known on Earth to be good at preserving biosignatures. Carbonate is a phase that forms in association with fluids such as water, which is really important in our search for evidence for past life on Mars.
So the water phenomena on Mars, kept on hearing that for a long period of time.
Still a bit of a mystery what this rock is. There are interesting textures that could be consistent with either an igneous rock or a sedimentary rock. And that's what makes it so exciting to us as scientists, is because we get to put our thinking caps on and really try and solve this puzzle.
Absolutely, NASA, which stands for Nether. A straight answer. Nether. Never, Nick. Speak properly, for Christ's sake. So saying that, is this the first time we've heard about life on Mars? I'm pretty sure I've heard this many, many times before. Everyone's talking about food. I am hungry. I want ribs now, green tea. I have to admit, the ones, the barbecue ribs in the butchers are the tits, honestly. They're big, thick, because the ones you get in the supermarket is a lot of bone and like there's like the baby meat, which is horrible. I like to think like the big thick meat. I imagine what you normally get in America, which I'm looking forward to the food there. But I'll take your word, green tea. No processed food. Same with England. It's bloody crap. It's awful. So nevertheless, I thought, ooh, I've heard about something going on Mars in terms of life. I'm going to bring something up right here. Now, I know YouTube, you're like, don't like this guy. Well, yourself, because I'm going to show it anyway. Rich Planet. This guy obviously has been going through a lot of crap at the moment. But if you could give support, that'd be amazing, because Rich Planet TV, I know since he first started in 2008 or 6, back during the day of Edge Media TV. And here with Andrew Johnson, very flattering picture of Andrew right there. Talking about evidence of life on Mars. And this is going back to, hold on, let me just go back a little bit. Or can I? Hold on. What date is this? I think it's like 2012, I think. So it's going back a fair few years. But I'm just going to play an extract right here. No, it's not. It's the next one. Or was it 3? No, it's 3. Yeah. So right here, we're going to find out about life on Mars. Just a quick extract.
Welcome back. I'm talking to Andrew Johnson about Mars. Now, in the 1950s, Andrew, there was a think tank set up called the Brookings Institute. Or the
Brookings Institution, I think.
So remember the rover in that video, previous video that I showed, was actually drilling down to find any sort of minerals. Well, they've done that in the past. It's nothing new. Check this out.
Institution. And they considered the impact on humanity if life was discovered in the solar system or in any of these missions. And they essentially concluded that we should cover it up if it was found, because the implications would be too disruptive to humanity. And it seems to me that that's what's happened when they've discovered the microbial life on Mars.
Yeah, he's
because to me, there's no doubt of these experiments that they have found life on Mars, and they've not announced it, albeit microbial in this instance. Now, what about
Ben? Could you remember Edge Media TV? I don't know if you had a Sky channel back in like 2008. There was a channel dedicated to like all things conspiracies, and Richard D. Hall had his show on there. It was on public TV, for Christ's sake. Sky Channel 200, a very nostalgic time for me, and that's how I got introduced to Richard. But yeah, no, really good stuff, really good material.
Structures on Mars and possibility that intelligent life has been there. We spoke about the secret space program last week.
We did.
Yeah, that's it.
And we are both of the view that it's quite likely that some secret group has already been to Mars and possibly has bases on Mars.
We'll get to that in a minute. It's coming up in the video, mate.
Is there any evidence of this?
Well, I mean, we heard in that clip from William Hamilton that he said the chap that he'd been in contact with, the colonel in the Air Force, had been on the ship to Mars and he'd gone to an underground base. Mm-hmm. And at the end of that clip, William Hamilton said, oh, but we don't see any cities on Mars. We don't see any structures. Well, again, I encourage people to go and look for one particular picture. Well, there's a number of particular ones, not all of which we're going to show here, but there's one called the Inca City. If you Google Inca City and Mars, you will find a 1972 Mariner image, and that's NASA's name for it. They call it the Inca City, and you can see rectilinear structures.
Hey, hi, how's it going, Roland?
What I'd like
nice
to
see
call
you.
people's attention to is this image we've got on the screen here.
Yeah, it's been like hit and miss in terms of what evidence has been found on Mars. Now, microbacteria has been in the public eye for a long period of time. There's speculation whether or not they actually found it in, well, like I said, from the Viking, or since the Viking. I know there's some papers that says things differently. Now, a lot of information gets muddled, isn't it? Really, so it's. Well, we'll see. We'll see what Richard says in this one, and we'll try and make a conclusion out of it.
Which I first came across, I think, I came across it on Jason Martell's website called X Facts. I came across it in around about 2004, and it was a very similar image to this one. This is actually a newer image. This was taken in 2008, and I use this image as my internet avatar and so forth. And this is they call it on the HiRISE website. HiRISE is the name for the high resolution imaging satellite experiment, I think, or something. Yeah, high resolution imaging science experiments right in front of me, and I didn't read it.
So this is the University of Arizona.
So sorry, Sophia. It's probably like bloody Ross the Tosser, isn't it?
Which has access to all of some of NASA's images. Then.
Yeah, I mean they've developed some of the imaging technology on the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter probe, which is a high resolution camera on it, and you can see there. When I first came across this image, I think in 2009, when I knew they'd taken this, they'd rephotographed this dome structure, as I call it. They had a page on their website, and you can see the caption there: "Crater with textured mound in central."
I missed you, buddy. Sorry, S. Hammers, how's it going, man? Nice to see you. Welcome on in.
And then it gives you the image number.
So they call it a textured mound.
Textured mound.
Okay.
And that was what was.
Okay, right. That was the wrong video, but I'm going to put the right video right here. Before we do that, let's go to... Spanish tapas. We have a restaurant that someone recommended. Now, the thing is with tapas, if I remember rightly, it's like you're like picking food. Mate, while I go to a restaurant, I am looking for the most expensive thing on the meal, unless there's a steak, because I like to have a big meal. Now, I live in a village and it's a bit like a posh twat area, so you get like gourmet crap. I can't stand stuff like that, So tapas, I don't know. I'll give it a go. I don't think I've ever had Spanish tapas and seafood. Oh, I know what that word is. I know what that is. That's some sort of pasta. And there's another big word I can't say. It's got Ventura at the end. Oh, right. No, I've heard about that place. Yeah, sorry, mate. I understand your comment. Yeah. But in terms of Spanish tapas, I might give it a go, mate, because I have been someone has recommended that for me. Yes, we talk about food. I'm getting hungry now. I had a smash burger before this, so I had my protein. There's never been life detected on Mars. Oh, yeah, sorry, I put that comment before. Derp. Okay. Let's see anyway. Hey, Ricky, how's it going? Nice to see you. Welcome on in. Welcome on in. Let's have a little look here. There's a lot I haven't been told. Absolutely. Can't tell if it's raining because of cars. All right. Yeah, mate, we're never going to get the truth about anything, really, at this point. I mean, look at the congressional hearings. Is that pasta, Sophia? See, this is what happens, man. You get me talking about food, and I saw Nancy's neck here. Oh, yeah, that's cool, man. Yeah, catch us anytime, man. Anytime. And yeah, welcome. Thanks for coming on in. I'll catch you soon, man. Yeah, all the best. Ah, right. Okay, well, I'll pop in and have a little look. I will scoff my face, though. But I want big meals. I like my big meals. Right, let's get to the video in question. So this is all about drilling in down to the ground to find microbacteria. Going back to 70s, I believe.
Right, now the next section I've added, which is evidence of microbial life. Now people might say, well, this doesn't suggest that the rovers are not are on the Earth, because there might be microbial life on Mars. It might be suggesting that there is microbial life on Mars, and I'm open to that. Now,
not pasta.
I've
I'm an
mentioned
idiot.
the labeled release experiment. Now, you know a little bit about that, Andrew. Just tell us about that.
Yeah, well, this experiment.
I'm always hungry, mate.
Designed by
I'm always
Dr.
hungry.
Gilbert Levin, and it was flown, or allegedly flown, on the Viking 1 and 2 missions. And basically, what it did was there was a mechanical arm dug into the soil on Mars, drew back the soil into the lander, deposited the dust in some type of dish, which was actually had some, I think, some sugars in a sugary solution, and the sugar was laced with radioactive carbon. That's carbon-14, and the experiment was that if there were any bacteria in this dust, that they should metabolize the sugars in this solution, and then they would give off carbon dioxide. But because these sugars were radioactively doped with carbon-14, then the radioactive detector would detect radioactive carbon dioxide. And indeed, this experiment did detect radioactive carbon dioxide being given off. So the only way that could happen was by the sugary solution being metabolized by bacteria in the soil.
And on both of the landers, it produced the same result for the first 2 experiments.
So we are dealing with bacteria, basically, which we've been hearing for like a long period of time.
And then, strangely, in later experiments, it didn't.
Yes, indeed. And there were other experiments, such as the pyrolytic release, which David Darling has done a good description of, which also produced a positive result for microbial life.
Right.
And then there was a third experiment, which was I forget the name of this third experiment, which I think it was some type of gas chromatogram or something, and that produced a negative result. But according to what David Darling said in one of his talks, they knew that experiment didn't work even before it got to Mars, because they tested it on Earth, and even on Earth it had failed to detect.
So we think then that wherever the Viking landers were, there probably was microbes in the soil.
I would say yes.
You would say that, yeah.
Yes.
Now.
Okay, well, that's interesting. Well, to be honest with you, I mean, I'm having a look at pretty much microbacteria being found on Mars. I mean, you can trace it back for a long period of time. I mean, whether or not it's actually concrete proof of it, this is it. But I just remembered watching Richard D. Hall with interviewing Andrew Johnson. It's funny quote you put there, Sophia. Okay, fair enough, Roland. Yeah, do you know what I was? I was using ChatGPT, and even it was saying a lot of evidence that came forward was pretty much inconclusive. So maybe we might get a straight answer from NASA on this new mission to Mars to find out life. I mean, especially like water, because as soon as you find water, you're going to find some sort of life there, or even like the face on Mars. That I know NASA sort of scrutinize and say, no, it's just a distorted mountain. That it's basically like pareidolia, isn't it? When you look at the first photographs of the face on Mars itself, because it's like the light perspective, giving the illusion of a face. But I do believe people have done more analysis into it, and I think what NASA put out, the up-to-date version, is pretty much to discredit it. But bear in mind, you do have 3 pyramids on the opposite side of the face, which I find quite interesting. So yeah, I mean, one of the most well-known, well, I say conspiracies, is that we actually came from Mars. I mean, that's pretty much like a 1950s, 60s sort of analogy, that Mars was pretty much on the cards as being inhabited by advanced extraterrestrials or even like human beings. And I don't know, some sort of cataclysm happened, and then eventually they came to our planet here and inhabit it. I mean, you could talk about the Anunnaki. There's so many different avenues you could go down, but I do believe there's something going on Mars. But are you going to trust NASA to give you the truth? Look, in terms of like UFO footage, you would have thought NASA would have the best, and I mean the best footage that's going to be out there, but you don't see anything. So NASA, never a straight answer, mate. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Are dinosaurs real? Yeah, we know they're real. But have we had a full dinosaur bones I mean, I'm talking about the full scope here being discovered. Because when I went to the History Museum in Oxford, I think there was a lot of faking going on, especially with a lot of mammoths and the prehistoric dinosaurs back in the day. So, yeah, it's interesting though. I have to admit, it is very, very interesting. But nevertheless, what we normally do here on Alien Addict, we tend to put a few videos up, and one of them. So every single video I show today is in description. I just want to play another, come up to over 2 hours, and then we'll probably finish the stream. But I find this quite interesting because this guy here gives photographic evidence of aliens and displays a crashed UFO discussed by Bob. Let's call him Bob, not Bob Lazar, but nevertheless, I want to go 420 and chill. I drink the rest of my cider.
Extremely skeptical about this whole thing. I thought this was just rubbish from the tabloids, but I was surprised to find thousands of U.S. government documents from intelligence agencies that tended to indicate that there was a little bit more to this than met the eye. So I went to seek guidance from the various highest levels of the United States.
Now, why wasn't he at the congressional hearings? Would have been helpful, those documents.
Intelligence community, and I was quite alarmed at what I was able to learn. Being a technologist, being called in to analyze.
Oh yeah, massive shout out to Eyes on Cinema for really producing a lot of vintage and old school UFO footage from back in the day. I put it into a correlation in order, which is pretty awesome, I have to admit. So yeah, shout out to Eyes on Cinema.
Various video films and photographic evidence. It's quite conclusive to me. Perhaps human beings aren't the only intelligence in the universe, and that they have in fact been here to visit in spite of projects like the NASA SETI project.
It takes 4 years to get there, isn't it?
Intelligence in deep space.
All right, Bob, I want to ask you a few questions because I know you've got some interesting things to say. You've seen pictures, photographs of aliens, right?
Yes, I have. They are different than us, but it's interesting to note that they are humanoid and that they have 2 arms and hands and 2 eyes and so forth. They're quite much like us, only in significant ways they're different.
I'll go check it out. I'll go check
photographic rendition that involved an actual, what appeared to be some form of an alien creature, typical to the gray aliens that have been referred to popularly in the publications and the press. The creature was encased in sort of a glass coffin-like structure that
I've seen this.
Was being preserved. There was a lot of apparatus, tanks and so forth, probably some form of a cryogenic tank to preserve the...
Is that the Dulce video? I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's on a film set, isn't it?
The body from decay.
Oh no! Go away, ads. I am not sponsoring an alien addict.
Bob Exler, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, Nicky.
Now, first of all, you were a NASA mission specialist, right?
Yes, I was a NASA mission specialist. My area of expertise is robotics, and I did work on a variety of projects, the Apollo-Soyuz test project, the International Ultraviolet Explorer, and I also worked on the shuttle project involving the mechanical manipulator arm. I would like to make a couple of comments, if I might, just in answer to some of the comments that I've just heard, one involving the issue of keeping secrets.
Oh, thank you, Roland. Yeah.
The United States government is in the business of keeping secrets. That's essentially what they do.
Yes, it is Timothy Good. Yeah. I tell you what, this guy back in the day, I think I've got a couple of his books here. I think I see it there. Above Top Secret. He was really into the UFO community back in the day. Really intelligent guy. In fact, he's very talented. He has his own orchestra, apparently. I think he's a violinist or something. But then he sort of left ufology. I think the last interview he did was with Richard D. Hall back in 2012. And I think he just sort of took a step back. But yeah, Timothy Good, awesome author and UFO researcher.
Quite a number of statistics out showing vast numbers in the millions per year of secrets that are classified. The issue of sensationalism surrounding this particular topic is essentially the one thread that makes it possible to maintain.
You can see, even I know this is probably 90s, isn't it? But even still back in the day, is still such a fringe topic. I mean, look, the 90s were. I guess what was an exciting time for ufology, because you think back in the 90s you had the X-Files, Independence Day, Men in Black, oh god, other space stuff and other aliens intoriated sort of video TV shows and movies and stuff like that. You know, a lot of stuff was going on. Especially the X-Files was massive during the 90s. So there was some sort of hype that something was going to happen, if I remember rightly, like the lead up to like the Y2K, the year 2000, like something was going to happen. Not necessarily an alien invasion, but there was something brewing, so to speak.
Maintain secrecy for such a long period of time.
All right, Bob, I want to ask you a few questions because I know you've got some interesting things to say. You've seen pictures, photographs of aliens, right?
Yes, I have.
What do they look like?
Well, there's actually a variety of species that somehow or another have managed to interact with this planet. The primary and dominant one, which seems to be interacting with the human population, it's really somewhat more ominous than I would prefer to get into. But they're, as far as their descriptions, they're rather small in stature. They're about roughly 4 feet high, a little over a meter tall. They have a somewhat oversized head in proportion to the rest of the body. They are humanoid. They have 2 legs, 2 arms, hands.
Look, you could say, no offense, but those 2 old ladies in the background kind of looks like aliens. What the guy's describing kind of reminds me of those 2 people at the back. No offense, old ladies.
The hands have but 3 fingers and kind of a stub of a thumb. The
Not
eyes
unlike
are
something
extraordinarily large.
Oh, that photograph. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Isn't that alien in a bodysuit or something like that? Like a silver bodysuit.
Not unlike something that Steven Spielberg would come up with.
Not entirely. In fact, the figure that a lot of people are familiar with, the creature E.T. from the movie E.T., is in fact a composite that was done from real aliens, both live and deceased, that have been recovered in a variety of situations.
The guy's like,
involving
I don't
crashes
think I
of
believe
these
this.
vehicles. Of
Right.
course,
Talking to the vehicles, just
another issue.
talking to the vehicles, I want to bring in David Whitehouse, science correspondent, who's with us tonight. Just talking of the vehicles which you mentioned there, you can categorically state that you have spoken to top American physicists who have worked on and examined these vehicles, these UFOs.
Absolutely.
Why don't the aliens do more to reveal themselves to us?
Well, let us look at it in the perspective of what
Look at
we
that
have in
hair.
terms
Or to
Look at that. Look at that hair there. That must be like late 80s, early 90s. Gotta be.
reveal themselves to us.
Well, let us look at it in the perspective of what we have in terms of the evidence of what the aliens have accomplished. I think you could liken it to looking at the human population as a laboratory experiment.
We're guinea pigs.
Yeah, it's like guinea pigs. Now, do you think the guinea pigs would actually be able to convince one of us to come and communicate directly to them about what we're going to do to them? I think not.
What I'm saying to you,
the situation entails here a very extraordinary series of experiments that have been going on, where in effect the human population is the guinea pig here.
What I'm saying to you is, Bob, do the aliens want to reveal themselves to us, or are they quite happy keeping it on a sort of clandestine level?
Well, the evidence has clearly been in the past that the aliens have participated as much in the cover-up, if you will, as the governments have. However, there certainly appears as though there is somewhat of an alien glasnost policy going on in the town of Gulf Breeze, Florida, where I am presently. For 3 years consecutive now, there have been so many very close-up encounters and sightings and photographs and videotapes. High-technology photographs are being done even as we speak now. I have examined a lot of this material. In fact,
So where is this material then? This is it. In one way, with a lot of these people that come forward, they make a lot of bold claims, you know, but in terms of like evidence, where is this evidence? You know, crystal clear footage. I mean, this is like 90s we're talking about here. And I have to admit, I've seen some really good footage from the 90s in regards to UFO sightings, but nevertheless, Yeah, bold claims, I would say.
January of this year, I was able to bring an ABC network television crew here, and within 3 days, we had 2 sightings and recorded it on videotape using high-resolution camera equipment, and it was subsequently broadcast across America. It's ironic that some 80% of the United States missed that part of the broadcast because of the Gulf War update. However, it was subsequently run some weeks later.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Heinz Wolf. Yeah, but do you still think it's a load of nonsense?
Yes, but can I ask quite a specific question about this gravity-free room? Because that is
yes, well, quite. Yes. We sound people like that in Bath, you see. Yes.
It's more easy to demonstrate than an alien. Have you been inside this gravity-free room? And if you have, and if experienced microgravity, why do you think billions of dollars are being spent to establish microgravity conditions in space?
Well, I think that's quite obvious, really. I'm also aware of some other projects where this same technology was applied to the B-2 stealth project.
The stealth bomber
is a case where there's some $842 million per plane being spent when they have technology that's infinitely superior. The key and the answer to your question regarding waste is it's not waste at all. We're talking about jobs. We're talking about economics.
Right, let's not talk about jobs and economics just now, Bob, because...
We went to, what,
Oh,
24 different factories? They
Sorry,
were like, that
next
can't be
time I'm
done.
going to use someone
4
else.
years ago, we set out to make...
No way.
You make a very interesting point there. You say that the stealth bomber, which we all know, of course, from the Gulf conflict, came, really, the aliens helped us build that plane. Is that what you're saying?
I wouldn't say the aliens helped us build it. No, what I would say is that we have been working with the technology for so long, we have found ways to adapt the technology for our own uses. And in the case of the B-2 stealth project, at least, I don't know about the 117A stealth fighter, but in the stealth bomber project, I'm fully aware of the development of an anti-gravity cabin for that particular plane. It was designed, in fact, for vertical takeoff and landing.
David Whitehouse, you can't argue with that.
The stealth bomber.
Well, I don't know on that one, to be honest with you. Let's what David has to say on this one.
Is an interesting bit of technology, but its performance in the Gulf War was not particularly impressive. Isn't it rather stupid of the American government when they have got these gravity alien spacecraft which can seemingly flit around in the atmosphere undetected at enormous speeds to be messing around with the crude technology of a stealth bomber?
Well, the answer to that's quite simple. Why bring out your best ammunition when you don't need but just a little bit of the old technology to handle the situation?
Yeah, it's a beast.
Why give away your hand? Don't you play poker?
It's interesting though, the attitude about the American government,
Nick.
because Timothy, in your book,
welcome on in,
you
brother.
say, and a lot
Nice
of
to
it is
see you.
hearsay and rumor, but it's
You're doing
very
well.
interesting hearsay and rumor. And as you say, people aren't going to actually come out and say this because too much is at risk. But you say there's an interesting theory on.
Now, another thing you need to be paying attention to, guys, right? This is the same conversations we're having today, isn't it? Like nothing's changed. And one other point, yeah, I've heard apparently green tea, you can hear the thing before it arrives. I've heard that. A lot of the conversation to do with UFOs at the moment is pretty much, look, it's regurgitated stuff. And I can go back all the way to, I think I've shown 50s, 60s, even 70s of the same conversation, the same. Now it's more drones, plasma orbs. Again, not denying both of them, but the conversation just seems to be a very reoccurring thing. Just reoccurring stories, so to speak.
The series of space films that we've been seeing, you know, E.T., Close Encounters of the Third Time. What's that exactly?
Well, it has been speculated that a number of science fiction films have received a certain amount of backing from the United States government to promote the general concept of extraterrestrials. But it's just a hypothesis.
And
I'm not saying that's true.
There was a rumor at some
So in one way, it's a psyop.
stage. You mentioned in your book, The Cosmic Journey, there was a George Bush sanctioned exhibition.
Hey, Barry,
White.
nice to see you, man. Welcome
as a
on
matter
in.
of fact, both
Nice to
Bob
see you.
and I have been involved in this Cosmic Journey project, which is a planned international exhibition funded by the United States government with Rockwell International and NASA, and it is apparently to feature an extraterrestrial vehicle and or a body, and Bob Exler has
gained a great deal of information about this from people, if, for example, a general in the Pentagon. Perhaps he can tell us more about it.
No, this is the most amazing thing. I mean, why do it like
Hang on, we've got Bob back. Yeah, go on, Bob. You had a meeting in the Pentagon with a general about an exhibition.
Right, okay, so basically that photograph in the background right there, excuse me, that's a real photograph from an alien watch, what Bob is putting forward here.
That you were going to show off an unidentified flying object which had been captured or surrendered.
Yes, that's true. As a matter of fact, the meetings really started down in Orlando, Florida, which is the corporation that was essentially the front for developing the project. It's a dual project involving the United States and Tokyo as well. In fact, Junichi Yaoi, who is here with me in Gulf Breeze, was my counterpart on the Tokyo exhibit.
Okay.
The exhibit essentially is to create a traveling exhibit to show the planetary space program, the development of that program. Fully 1/3 of the exhibit involves the UFO phenomenon, and as Timothy pointed out, a disk and a variety of other issues.
I know that the physicists on Earth that you've been in contact with have spoken to these aliens. I want to know where these aliens come from, and I want to know where do we come from.
Do they speak English?
Do they speak English? Go back one more time. I want to hear that.
So where do we come from?
Do they speak English? Well,
what posh twat?
But I can take the last question first about do they speak English. It's not necessary to speak any specific language of the planet because they.
No, dude, you got to speak in the British accent. I love when Americans try to do British accent. It's like, you want a pot of tea? Yeah, I'll pot of tea, love. Bloody British.
Predominantly use a telepathic type of communication, which uses both hemispheres of the brain, and the translation is done simultaneously.
Bob, we're running out of time. Where do we come from? Where have these aliens told your friends that we come from?
All right, 2 seconds. Hey, how's it going, Nathan from the Quantum Show? How's it going, man? Nice to see you. But good to hear your thoughts on the congressional hearings. I gathered you've watched it. Yeah, I'd be interested to hear your overall thoughts on that one, man. But welcome to the show. Nice to see you.
Well, the best guess might be that we come from a planetary system, or actually a test tube project, if you will, from a planetary system 36.6 light years away. According to some of the documents the physicist has reviewed, it's
what you're saying is we are a genetic experiment by alien beings and superior intelligences.
Presenting Cosmic Journey.
One of the most revealing glimpses of just what the Pentagon knew about the existence of crash saucers and alien contact came in 1980.
Okay, so we're moving forward to what the Pentagon, so obviously the Department of Defense, what they're saying back in the 90s compared to what it is now. Guys, it's the same shit. Guarantees the same stuff.
What the Pentagon knew about the existence of crash saucers and alien contact came in 1989 with the development of a top secret project codenamed Cosmic Journey.
Cosmic Journey is a new experience in live entertainment, a new concept and a new dimension. This is something that no one should miss, and I guarantee you that millions and millions of people throughout the world will remember this for the rest of
You need to sell it more, mate. It's like you've just woken up.
Their life.
Its aim was to display to the public, by way of a traveling exhibition, the crashed craft and preserved alien bodies that the government had in its possession. The Pentagon enlisted the help of Bob Exler, a NASA mission specialist in robotics, who was also a respected UFO researcher.
Absolutely
At a series of meetings in Washington in 1989, military officials set out their plans to Exler.
Would you believe me if I told you that coffee could be one of the healthiest things in our diets? But the problem is, most coffees are over-roasted.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Prawns and cheese. I love a prawn cocktail, but I want to put cheese on it. I don't know.
We're devising a variety of kiosks to show the history of the UFO sightings, UFOs associated with the space program, and of course aliens associated commonly with the abduction phenomenon. I was shown a photographic rendition that involved an actual, what appeared to be some form of an alien creature
There we go.
Typical to the gray aliens that have been referred to popularly in the publications and the press. The creature was encased in sort of a glass coffin-like structure that was being preserved. There was a lot of apparatus, tanks and so forth, probably some form of a cryogenic tank to preserve.
Yeah, sorry guys, this is the clip from beginning of the episode. I think this is fake.
The body from Dick.
Guys, is this the oh bloody hell, I'm forgetting the name. The Dulce underground base.
Okay.
As part of his indoctrination program, Exler was flown out to an offshore NORAD tracking facility. Traveling in unmarked black helicopters, they headed out 20 miles off the coast of Florida, landing on what looked like an oil rig.
As we got into this facility, we descended to an area that I would describe as sort of a mezzanine area, looking out over a control room. This was obviously a NORAD tracking facility. There was a huge screen.
Is it grated cheese? I don't know. Are you like caking the cheese on the prawns? I'm trying to grasp what food you're consuming here. I'm quite concerned, Sophia. I don't know. Prawns and cheese, don't think. Yeah, the two don't work. I'm going to be honest with you. Saying that, I for years I thought that pancakes and American pancakes and strippy bacon with maple syrup didn't work, and it turned out it did. So, in due course, I like to experiment in the kitchen.
It represented an area of the southeast quadrant of the United States.
Yes.
Then there were a series of lights that were floating along sort of like the top of this grid area. There were 5 of them in all. Were labeled, by the way, on the screen as ASCs, and I heard someone make reference to alternative spacecraft. The craft went down into this grid, into this vortex area, and then dispersed. And no one seemed to be concerned at all.
Cool. Right. Well, that was a little extract from here we go. Eyes on Cinema. Yeah, really, really good YouTube channel that has tons of
Several old sulfur.
Sorry. Yeah, from dating back in the day, like old presentations, old lecturers, and stuff like that. Yeah, I found it really interesting. Mr. Epp.
With Vinted's electronics
on,
verification
guys.
service, you can shop securely again.
Vinted, sponsor me.
It's pronounced fire.
Sorry. Oh, for Christ's sake. Yeah, sorry. Is it Brave? Did you guys mention Brave as the new search platform? Oh dear. We're nearly there. Right.
Dass ihre Flugscheibe geheim halten wollten.
Ooh. Hold on a minute. I've just found something new.
Von Anfang an. Von Anfang an. Und nur der Major Kehu, der beim Pentagon war, in der UFO-Abteilung, also Verkundung der UFO-Erscheinungen und so weiter, haben die erfahren, dass Deutschland Flugscheiben gebaut hat. Aber der Amerikaner, Stieger am Standpunkt, hat gewusst, dass wir die gebaut haben, denn es waren genug Leute noch am Leben, wie Schriever, Miete. Miete ist ja nach Kanada gegangen, hat dann Flugscheiben weiterentwickelt. Nicht? Da haben die Amerikaner doch durch den schon gewusst, nicht, dass die gebaut wurden damals.
Oh, guys.
Epp had invented a disc-shaped flying.
Oh, this is interesting. Yeah, so I did a previous live stream on this guy, Joseph Andreas Epp, who claims to developed a flying disc for the Germans in World War II.
Gunnery target, and sent the prototype to the Luftwaffe High Command, suggesting it could be adapted for manned flight.
So he said that his plans were stolen by the Third Reich to actually develop German flying discs. Now, obviously, we're not talking about the Haunebu or anything anti-gravity. That wasn't until 1992. But this was like the Rudolf Schriever, Otto Hobbermoor, Richard Mithe, and Giuseppe Belluzzo projects from 1941 to 1945. And Epp claims that his plans were stolen beforehand, and he just further developed his flying disc into not mass production, but as a testing aircraft during the war.
In an interview recorded,
This is the full interview that I've never seen. I've just clocked it actually, so yeah, I might look into that another time. But he did capture a flying disc. So yeah, this is his prototype he
Als
created.
Gefangene. Und wie ich dann erfuhr, soll Habermohl, der plötzlich verschwunden war, auch seine Frau und seine Kinder waren nach Russland exportiert, also gebracht
guys.
worden, um dort weiterzuentwickeln. Und das gab mir so allerlei Gedanken, wenn die Russen das weitergearbeitet haben.
So that there is what the Soviets built in it was obviously the Soviet Union back in the time. So yeah, even they were developing flying discs, which is pretty much like the Avro car, really. Okay, well, I'll tell you what, we can catch up on this another time. I shall save that. But yeah, that's interesting. Look at that. Hey, Moody Mongrel, how's it going? I just arrived in time, Nick. Yeah, I need to remove ads, mate. Yeah. Oh right. Oh, okay, I'll give that a go. Or like Shoe Pop Up says, Brave. Yeah, Brave's great. Okay, I'll remember that for next time. I tell you what, I'm gonna write it down now. Brave search. Okay, fantastic. So at least I know next time we're not going to get some stupid ads pop up. So yeah, that's quite interesting. I'd like to do for next episode either Phil Schneider or Foo Fighters. I'm not too sure which one I'm going to do, but that's interesting. I'm going to keep that saved actually. What I'm going to do now, guys, I'm going to show you what you would normally find on Facebook. Now, obviously, because the tragic event, this it was hard to hold those tear backs when I started the show. Honestly, it's affected me that badly. But I tried to make this like entertaining as possible for the show. But where was I going with this? Yeah, I've been avoiding Twitter and Facebook and all that. But I did join this group, and I started to notice a lot of BS. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean by this. I'm just going to go find the page. Here it is there. So this is called UFO Sightings UK. And I basically go through here. How many people are in there? So it's 252,000 people. It's pretty good. No, it's not bad, isn't it? But when I joined, it did have a few good... Yeah, there's a lot of bullshit that comes with... I mean, that's clearly a balloon. Oh, sorry, I can't put any music. Yeah, the thing is, it's... The thing is, like, there's so much crap on here. And I'm going, this does not help ufology. Look, ufology is entertainment when you look at it. But people don't know what's real and what's not. Especially when it comes to, like, sky watching. Look, people are looking more up into the sky more than ever before, which is great. But at the same time, some people don't really know what they're actually observing when it comes to like satellites, space debris, planets, and stuff like that. But I'm fine. Like with a group that's got over 250,000 members, it's just a lot of crap on there. I'm going through it and going, well, it's purely just for content for me to show on here, guys. You know, and I'm going. Yeah, is this like a pile of wank? I bear that in mind, mate, if I don't get on with Brave. But in terms of video footage coming forward, there's some decent footage, but, well, I say decent, I mean blurry footage, what we've been seeing. But this is stuff, no offense, if my dad's hearing this, look, this is more stuff my dad sends me. I'm like, come on, like, this is... Half of it's obviously CGI and a lot of misidentifying stuff. Look, every single video I've shown you already is either fakes. Obviously, going back to that footage that we were talking about earlier. I mean, yeah, this, I'm really kind of...
Footage recorded aboard a U.S. warship off the coast of Southern California is making waves.
Oh, forget about it. Okay, but the thing is, there's like blurry footage like this, which doesn't really help. But in terms of overall footage, what I'm being showing you on this very, very popular UFO page on Facebook, it's just like a lot of crap. It really is. I mean, like stuff like this. I mean, look, it's like people are like, I see it all the time, like that there. I don't know what that is. Like, what's that? It's like, it's clearly a reflection through the camera lens. You know, you got multiple light sources. It's just unfortunately people are like new to sky watching and I don't really know what they're actually observing in the sky. Like for instance, maybe this one. Oh my God, why do you have to play stupid music? Oh yeah, there you go. Okay, so what we're seeing here then. Do you see what I mean? It's like dots in the sky. I see loads of I've even seen orbs fly through the clouds and all that. But this is this Klaxar? Is this an extraterrestrial? Is a ball of light, for Christ's sake? Do you know what I mean? You know, like I said, when people are new to sky watching, they tend to just... Let's see, like this one here. Like I don't know, to be honest with you. Look. What am I supposed to see here? I don't know. I really don't know. Well, eh? Right. Okay. Okay. Right. Let's move on to something else. Let's have a look. I was videoing the moon as it was the brightest moon, and there was a UFO on the corner on the left, or that thing there. Now, this should have been submitted to flipping congressional hearings. This is fantastic footage. I don't know what I'm supposed to see. I don't. I don't. All right, let's move on from that one. So I put a laughing emoji there, which is. Someone put the greatest UFO spot in history. Someone's put a thumbs up. Oh man. Yeah, this is like one of many pages I'm. For Christ's sake, look at this. This is like 2010 footage, for Christ's sake. But it's a lot of CGI, AI nonsense being put forward. But like I said, ufology is a business, is an industry. That's probably a bug. I don't know. Hate to sound like a debunker. That kind of looks like a balloon to me. Let's have a look at this. Yeah. Sorry for bombarding you with absolutely... yeah, a lot of it's lens flares. Yeah, pretty much, man. This is the problem I'm finding. I would love to find new footage for you guys, but to be honest with you, it's so much like this. What the hell am I supposed to look here? Okay, but the thing is you got light reflections and all that. And trust me, I film the skies constantly with my phone and all that. And these balls of light are just not really convincing unless you're capturing something like this. But again, honestly, people put bloody music on their videos like that. It should be, yeah. The boogosphere. Yeah, here we go. You know my thoughts on that one. But yeah, unfortunately, a lot of BS. Sorry, guys, for shoving that in your face. I'm going to have a look for someone else just to quickly round off the show. Where did I have a video? Hold on. I've got a video here somewhere. Oh, perfect example. Right, this is what I was supposed to show last week. People don't really know what they're kind of seeing in the sky. Could anybody remember this? This is going back. This is well over 12 years ago. Oh, what's to say now? No, this was like 2006, 2008. And this was seen in the sky. Now, you want to talk about potato camera? Check this out. Now, this was over Moscow. And everyone was saying that this was a UFO coming out of the sky. But bear in mind, we've never seen anything like that since, I don't think. Did anybody remember this back in the day? Yeah. Oh, I'll tell you, I've got one. I'll tell you what, it's actually this. Right there. So yeah, this halo around the sun was it's in the clouds basically. Which was back in, where was that taken to? Oh yeah, there we go. October the 14th, 2009. Yeah, that's going back a long time. So yeah, a lot of people didn't really know what this was, and to be honest, I don't know what it was either. But it's saying here a large white cloud in the shape of a circle. It's been called a halo cloud, spotted in Russia, in the Russian capital last week. Someone decided to take a video of the halo cloud and upload it to YouTube. So what it's saying here to this potato grainy shaky footage, what do you expect? It's 2008 and 9, isn't it? So the unexplained hovering circle formation cast against a dreary grey sky. The female voice of a concerned sounding Russian newscaster emanating from the car radio. I can't even fucking read at the moment. What's it saying here in terms of the explanation? I love the different YouTube descriptions of the same video as well. There's strange gateway portals opening above Moscow, doomsday sign or UFO, strange circle in Moscow. Yeah, those are sort of buzzwords were back in the day to get the clicks and likes for sure. Is this saying what it actually is? No, it isn't. Okay, well, it's something unexplained, but I tell you what, it looks like a flipping UFO coming out of the clouds, isn't it? So I remember that back in the day, back in college. So yay. It's I don't know what it could be personally. You know, the sun might be just above that sort of cloud area there. You do have something called a full streak, which is a gay sky. Oh dear. What's this? I just saw a mention about the where's Ollie gone? Well, I'd just say Ollie's dead. He's dead. He's now gone into heaven. I'm joking. That's a bad thing to say. But no, if you want to go see Ollie, Lee and Dave, to the person who said that in chat, who's that? Who said that in chat? Oh, Scotland, how's it going, man? If you're still in there. If you go to the Daily Conspiracy Podcast, you see Ollie and Dave there. They do every Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I think. Yeah, 3 days a week. Talking about conspiracies, mate, and UFOs and stuff like that. So it's a more edgier content than it is on Alien Addict, because I've got to watch out what I say to a certain degree. Hey Barry. It kind of looks like portals, doesn't it? Yeah, it does look like it. But yeah, I always saw that back in the day. I thought that's quite interesting. Never really seen it since. There is something called a full streak, and I'm going to show you that now, which I don't think it is anyway. Is it full streak? Yeah, full streak hole, mate, as one would say. Let's bring it up here, and then we'll round off the show. And it is full streak, this one there. Yeah, check this out. So yeah, this is a full streak. A lot of people blame it on HARP. Something like that. I don't know, could be. As an explanation. I think it's to do with aircraft or air currents. I don't really know, I suppose. Yeah, there we go. Like that. Could be an explanation for it. Could be. I've only seen that a few times in the sky. Isn't that cool? Isn't that? It's a big hole been punched out of the cloud. Yeah, there we go. Hey, Winter Saxon. I'm just trying to think what else I've got for content. Hold on. Let's see what we've got here. I think that might be it, guys. 2.5 hours. Yeah, I think that's it. Let's go through one more thing. I'll tell you what, just one more thing just to close up shop. Let's see what we've got on Twitter. Twitter, as one would say. Okay, going through that. Yeah, in terms of like CGI stuff. Look at this. Now, would a crab be that big? Oh, look at that crab, it's huge. Well, I think Ollie does now, mate, because I spoke to him last week, and I said to him, "Oh, how was your brain getting on in terms of talking about conspiracies every day?" And he's like, "Mate, fucking, I had to take a step back." I'm like, "Yeah, of course, no shit, Sherlock. You know, sometimes we need to take days off, and it depends on the mindset, isn't it? If you've got a strong mindset, you want to talk about conspiracies every day for a few hours, that's absolutely fine. But in terms of mental health, especially at the moment, I think we all need to take a step back, really. But if you get fun enjoyment out of it, that's absolutely fine. But yeah, this crab is most likely fake. But I keep seeing it so much online, and it's really good videos. Look, I have to admit, it's pretty good. I've never had crab or lobster before. Oh, yeah, I've seen that, yeah. Say the line, Bart. I'm a military intelligence veteran. I have seen a UFO. Yay! That's pretty much congressional hearings. And a response to ufologists. Well, UFO researchers, one would say. I'm just trying to find... oh, yeah, check this out.
A transformation that... Say I was with somebody once and I saw a transformation that...
Right, so this is the lead singer from Smashing Pumpkins saying that he's seen interdimensional beings. In other words, shapeshifters.
Say I was with somebody once and I saw a transformation that I can't explain.
The person transformed into something other than human.
Yes, I saw it.
You were talking to someone. They said to you, "Look, something's going to happen here. I'm going to morph into something else."
Imagine you're doing something and suddenly you turn around and there's somebody else standing there.
You still standing by it?
Absolutely. I know it happened. In fact, it happened twice. And on top of that, what's amazing is we live in a world where, you know, I mean, look, I've been in public life on some level for 30 years.
Yep.
People treated it.
Right. I've only watched this just like briefly when I was just sort of adding things to the bookmark. Have a look at the drummer's expression when the lead singer here. I'm not a fan of Smashing Pumpkins. I think probably know like one song. So I don't know the guy's name. But look at the drummer's reaction, how there's like the smirkiness, you know. I believe him. He sounds genuine. He said he's seen a shapeshifter twice from the same person. But look at the drummer.
As if I'm
crazy. Yeah.
And it's like, I'm here to say, like, now maybe I had a hallucination, but I saw what I saw.
Right. You saw it. It's your reality.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, to question somebody's reality is a strange thing.
The second time you saw a shapeshifter, where were you? Probably at Darcy's house.
It was the same. It was the same person.
Oh, it was.
This happened with the same person twice.
Billy, when will you announce who this person is so I can investigate? Seriously.
It did look quite big.
But it's a famous person, right?
I wish it was somebody famous.
Yeah, because then that would be awesome.
Well, think of the book sale.
It was like Justin Bieber.
If you release their name, they will be famous. They're
Yeah.
shapeshifters.
If I told you in private
Go
the
ahead.
story, could you keep my confidence?
Yes.
All right.
Now, here's the good thing about telling me something. Within a minute, I forget because I think everything is nonsense.
I will tell you the story.
It's the same with like names. Someone tells me their name and like give me like not it's like 2 seconds I've forgotten it, and it's like a basic name like George or something like that.
You will.
Yeah. And I will say,
Go ahead.
since we're on radio,
Thank you.
that the story is even more fantastical than you think.
Wow.
Can you give us something?
The person was naked.
Wait a second. Were you in bed with the shapeshifter? Were you making
I will
love?
tell you in confidence.
Holy mackerel. Now
know
I'm
this.
with you. It was a woman. You made love to her.
We all experienced
Did,
this.
did you? Oh, believe me, I've been with people who shapeshifted. Right, like but their personalities, they were completely different.
Yeah,
people
I had a cock in
before
her
and
hand and
after.
then to vagina. Yeah,
Are you saying it was a lover who actually
I
shapeshifted?
can no longer discuss this.
All right. Should we commit him?
I want to know.
Billy pulled me aside. He pulled me into a corner. He goes, "You ready?" I said, "I am." And he told me what happened when he met the shapeshifter.
Could you tell me?
If Billy says it's okay, I'll tell you.
By the time we get permission, you will have
Well, you always break me down. I'll end up telling you if you get to me quickly before I forget it.
All right.
Roland, I'm not too sure, brother. I'm not too sure. German death metal band with the reptilian eyes. Ooh, not too sure. Maybe Science Evidence Fringe. Got the answers to that one. But yeah, I thought it was quite interesting from Smashing Pumpkins. Like I said, never been a fan, but yeah, interesting story nevertheless. So UFO mania. Hidden gets extremely triggered when I show videos from this guy. But yeah, check this one out. Yeah, okay, we know it's fake. But it looks good fake though. Watch this. In all honesty, would the police release this footage? I don't know when this footage came out. It must have been quite old. It looks like a potato camera footage, isn't it? The thing is now, there's a lot of AI footage out there that's showing like, I mean, there was one that showed a person like falling off a cliff, and it was all AI. It was actually taking like a picture of a woman sitting on a cliff. It was just a picture, but they took that and then applied it to a video. It looked so real, honestly. It was like one of those shock videos, where people sort of filming like the friends playing, and it's on top of a cliff, and eventually she falls off, and it looks so real, but the whole thing was fake. So again, video footage like this, it's got to take it with a grain of salt, unfortunately. Haile Massan's back again. I find this quite interesting. Look, check this out. Well, I have seen a lot of like sort of projection lights in the sky. We do have like a few festivals where I live. It's like raves and stuff like that, and I have seen obviously lights in the sky in unison in like pattern forms, but nothing like this. It's like it's coming from a solid object, isn't it? A bloody music. I want to turn it off. Interesting. Yeah. Could be projection of lights. Not too sure. But interesting, nevertheless. What was that better one? Let's have a look. Yeah, I don't know what that could be. The only thing I could think of would be projection lights, but yeah, tricky one. But Heini Musan, you know what I like with him. Oh, that's the announcement of the NASA with life on Mars. Right. Also, another thing. I want to talk about Operation Mockingbird at some point, but you need to understand and listen to me very, very carefully. These celebrities are doing this on purpose. It's to make you riled up. Look, this is not a fucking coincidence, guys. Sorry for swearing. This, like, well, she did that. That's the Baphomet. Boom. See that? They are either one, they're in it. It's the, like George Carlin would say, is a big club and you're not in it, but these people are. Or this is done just to sort of riled up people in the conspiracy realm. You know, this proves that she's part of the Illuminati because she's made this sort of, you know, hand gesture, which is obviously the Baphomet. Yeah, in terms of why was that done on purpose? Always ask yourself why. Why did she do that? Because you know, people like me would be like, well, not necessarily me. I can catch people out doing this. Celebrities is another big thing. You know, they do all the pyramid on the eye and all that. Look, I'm not denying there are secret societies and all that, but I don't think they're all in it. I think they're all fucked up in their own way. But people like this, I reckon they're doing it on purpose to really rile the public up. When I say the public, I'm talking about the alternative movement. That's just my opinion on that one. So I don't know why she would do this, to say to her overlord, to say, look at me, I'm part of the club. But nah, I think these celebrities are sort of taking the piss. That's my personal opinion on that one.
Gotcha, bitch. Are you paying attention?
Yeah, see, it comes with the territory with these videos. Spooky music, shot on a really, it's not a screenshot. They're actually taking it from a phone camera from another phone camera or a tablet or something like that. So it looks even more creepier. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not buying this sort of stuff. You know, these people in here are not important. They're newscasters. They're, well, presenters. They're nobodies, in my opinion. But that's just my thoughts on that one. But yeah, I think she's just done that just to rile the people up. You know, Operation Mockingbird style. You know, keep the conspiracy realm people on the toes, so to speak. Let's just go through just a couple more things. So look at this.
12,000 years ago. The moon was brought here 12,000 years ago.
Bold claims.
Our moon is in fact an artificial
Ever with tits,
satellite.
yeah.
It is
I think it's a
not
hermaphrodite,
a
isn't
real
it?
planet. It can literally leave our orbit underneath its own power. According to the Andromedans, it was brought here
Not too sure, mate.
Ursa Minor, from a star system called Chauta that had 21 planets in it.
Don't know, mate, to be honest, but nobody.
Belonged to the
I don't know
17th
her.
planet, and it was one of 4 moons. Now, there are ruins all over it.
Yeah, I've heard he's a bit of a dodgy one,
The
mate.
map is there. There are some pictures there. There's a lot more, which I don't have today. But it will be coming out. This is why the Apollo astronauts stopped going back. It's because there was somebody already there and they were told not to go back. This information is out there. Okay, our moon is 9.1 billion years old.
How'd you know that?
9.1 billion years old. It is, in fact, older than the Earth. Okay, it is, many of the materials that have been found on the moon, minerals, don't exist on our planet. The moon did not belong to part of the Earth. It was brought here, literally.
Right. First things first. If he was my school teacher, I would have loved him because he's like completely like on the wavelength that I am at the moment. But now I'm 35. You know, years have gone by. You learn a thing or two, I should say. And there's great storytellers out there. Okay, when it comes to ufology or the conspiracy realm, alternative movement. He's making bold claims, I have to admit. especially when it comes to the moon. But has he done the analysis into it? How do we know it's like it was brought here? It is odd, I have to admit. We only see one side. It doesn't really rotate and stuff like that. It just so happened to be here, perfect, pulling the gravity back and forth with the tide. It's in the right position for us. If it went, I don't know if humans were actually surviving this planet. Don't really know, to be honest.
Our solar system has 8
420'd.
artificial moons in it that were brought here. And literally, underneath their own power, leave our solar system. And there are beings living on it.
I believe you.
The
Not
upper
blue
echelon
cheese, I
world
hope.
government know this. They've known it for a very long time.
Oh, that's an interesting one. All right.
But they didn't want us to know because of the element of power.
If I was that, I'll just go fucking bold, mate.
Now, Earth has been colonized off and on for many hundreds of millions of years. The first race to actually chart our planet was a group from Alpha Draconis. They are reptilian beings. They're anywhere from 7 feet.
There we go. I don't know. Is this a conference or a news class or a high school class or something like that? Yeah. It must be an awesome teacher.
To 22 feet tall and can weigh up to 1,800 pounds. And they don't like human beings. Not here, not anywhere.
Oh, really? All right.
They were the very first to chart it. They were also the very first to actually have a small colony here 809 million years ago. Now, one of the very first colonies or places that was colonized on the planet is North America, what we now call the United States.
Right, for 420.
There are approximately, today, 1,833 of these reptilians still existing inside the planet. They have lived here for thousands of years. They live thousands of years. Their bodies are not like ours. They live anywhere from 100 to 200 miles beneath the surface. This is where they are. And it's all over. The planet is honeycombed with tunnels and caverns. There are approximately 18,000 what we know as grays between here and our moon, from underneath the surface of the planet and the moon. Now, the grays. The grays originally came from Zeta Reticuli 2. I'm giving you the Andromedan perspective. I'm not here to challenge anybody else's information. I'm here to tell you their perspective. The grays came from Zeta Reticuli 2. They left there 892,000 years ago. They got trapped in a war called the Orion War, which lasted 600,000 years. It was a galactic war between reptilian forces and human beings. What happened was they were captured by a group in Orion, the constellation of Orion, which is Rigel, Beltrax, Ursa Major, Ursa Minor. They were genetically altered there. Many of the females of their species were killed, so they could not reproduce, so they could control the race. They also genetically altered them so that their sexual organs would become atrophied, and eventually they just wouldn't be there because they weren't being used. Now, the Greys, at the same time this was going on, decided that the emotional part of themselves, their personality,
All right, Barry, take care,
extinct.
mate. All the best. Thanks
So
for
they
popping on
literally
in.
bred or thought out the emotional part of their bodies, of their character, which is why they have no emotion.
Okay, just a minute and a half left of these pretty much wild, bold claims from this guy.
They're robots. Today, There are approximately 2,100 actual grays, actual physical grays.
Yeah, I just, mate, you should have been at congressional hearings, brother. I mean, where were you?
That have a soul, that are part of the original race, the lineage of the original race in our solar system. All the rest, virtually every single one that are doing the abductions on people are clones. They're robots. They're not, they don't have an essence, they don't have a soul in them. They're robots. Does everybody follow me so far? Okay. The Greys have a problem. They're dying. This is why they basically are here. Now we, as a planetary race, offer them a great opportunity to possibly save
Yeah,
the race.
good
But
point.
it isn't working. And I'll explain why that is.
Yeah, good point there, S Hammer, because it's very much like a Billy Miles style type of explanation, isn't it? I think that's everything, right? With ufology, guys, does come with a lot of bullshit. Now, the bullshit comes from the people that are in it. All right, just have to be really careful what information we're consuming on a daily basis when it comes to ufology. So, just as we're going to sort of end the show as it comes into 5 minutes, let's just do an overall conclusion so far. Congressional hearings. What has it been? A lot of testimonies that really lead to nothing. It's stories I've heard all before. Sophia's got something here. Got me prawns and cheese bites. Oh, a chili ranch sauce. Right. So are you eating the prawns with no sauce, just by itself, and then you're having the cheese bites separate? Because I'm gonna get triggered, Sophia. I need to know what are you doing with those prawns and cheese, because the two don't mix. I don't know. Did you combine it together and eat it? I don't know, man. What sort of cheese is it? Grated cheese, mozzarella cheese? I suppose mozzarella won't work with it. I just don't think cheddar cheese would work with prawns. Yeah, split plate. All right, thank God for that. Oh my God, for Sophia. I have a heart attack. Yeah, right. What prawns? Small prawns or big prawns? I tell you what, with a ranch sauce on it, or what would be good? yeah, good point actually. What goes with prawns? It's sweet chili sauce. That would be nice with it. Try that, sweet chili sauce, and I might forgive you. But nevertheless, right, I think that's it, guys. I think I've got everything in my display here. And yeah, sorry if it wasn't like a detailed show. It's been like a harken back to the beginning of today's show as we'll finish off the end. What has happened. Obviously, as we finish off at the end, people saying that this isn't a big deal needs to look in the mirror or have a realistic perspective and say, no, this is a fucking massive big deal. And like I mentioned before in the beginning of the show, it's been heartbreaking, very sad and very angry what's been happening the past couple of days. It really shows the dark side of where we are at the moment. But don't worry, but things will work out, all right? My thoughts and prayers to Charlie Kirk's family and all that. It's been very distressing the past couple of days. And you know me, guys, I'm very easily triggered. And how to approach today's, I mean, I could have cancelled it, to be honest with you, man. I was not in the right frame of mind, so I thought just watch some YouTube videos and yeah, sorry to bring this back again, but this has affected me so in a negative way, and I just had to talk about it. And I'm pretty sure people in chat as well are feeling the same thing. But don't worry, you're not alone, and things will work out. We're just in a really dark period, but yeah, thoughts and prayers to Charlie's family. It's horrible. And like I said, the people that are celebrating this, your comeuppance will happen, believe me, because the universe works in mysterious ways. And karma's a bitch. But don't worry, we're all banding together. I can feel it. It's in the air. We're all uniting. And no matter what the lefties are doing, us right, or I don't like to put people in categories. No, we will win. Don't worry. And we are binding together as one unit, and we're going to be stronger than ever before. Just remember what Charlie always put forward. Obviously, his faith, his family, and his country. And it didn't seem to... I mean, he got killed for just having an opinion, for Christ's sake. It's just... Yeah, shocking. I don't think that video footage will ever escape my mind. And like I said, I've seen some pretty horrible stuff on the internet. So it is a big day tomorrow, hence the flags in the background. It's a very important day. Again, that's another thing that's been upsetting me and making me angry, triggered, and upset at the fact that we can't have just the basic joy of... Oh, hold on. Wrong one. Have I got it here? No. Obviously, it's showing the flag, isn't it? The British flag, which now is deemed as racist, apparently, according to some celebrities. Well, don't worry. The next couple of days is going to prove Britain as one united country. And we're going to show Keir Starmer and all the lefties that find the flag offensive who Britain really are. And we are patriotic. And we're not flipping racist. That's like buzzwords like, they call us Nazis and all that. Yeah, they know what Nazis are. They have no definition of it. They have to chat GPT or Google it to understand the meaning of it. All these flipping buzzwords, but don't worry, we are uniting together. And like I said earlier, within the future, we will see eventually how far back. Only ever look back to see how far we have come. And in the future, we will look at this time, and we will do, and we'll grow as a community. And hopefully I put things in a positive note. But yeah, sorry to bring up Charlie again, but it really has affected me and affected a lot of people. And it is worth talking about it. Talking is healthy. And Charlie said that. He always says, I can't remember the quote, but he says, but you need to keep talking. You need to keep talking, because if we don't talk, I think the hate tends to grow that way. It's like bottle it in, really, and you don't want to do that. Just talk it over. You'll be fine. So, I went back on a downer then. Sorry, guys. Sorry, but everyone's talking about it. But I gave my my thoughts on that, and but thoughts and prayers, Charlie and the family. Terrible time, but we'll pull through. All right. So, if you do like the show that you've seen, like you've seen today, I just thought 20. You could go guess. Screwing up my words really badly. Please like and subscribe. That would be much appreciated. And you see me and Hidden on Wednesday having a very much triggered conversation about the moon landings. Oh, trust me. I got so much content to show on that live stream. It's going to be really, really interesting. But yeah, come check me out. Me and Hidden on Wednesday. But I'll be back on Friday for another live show on Alien Addict. I'm not too sure what it's going to be. What can I do? I was thinking about doing Foo Fighters, but I've got a whole presentation for that. Or Phil Schneider. Maybe at Phil Schneider, because he's got a lot of content on YouTube. We'll see. So yes, who we got in chat? Thanks to the people in chat as much as always. Sophia, enjoy your prawns and cheese. I may give that a go at some point. Bob Lazar, pleasure as always. Sheep Pop Pop. Oh, definitely love my smash burger. And love the thumbnail as well. John, I'll send you an email tomorrow. I have Alien Addict thing, and you've got my personal email. Just don't dox my surname, for Christ's sake. But yeah, I'll send you an email, and I'll pop on the show with you at some point, brother. Hold on a minute. Oh, chat's going ballistic. Spirited Kennedy. I keep calling you Kennedy. It's not. It's Spirited Kenny. Thanks for being on the show. Much appreciated. And Roland, nice to see you, new in chat. And cheese is good. Peace. Absolutely. Yeah, especially the mature cheddar cheese. Absolutely. S Hammers, thanks for being on chat, man. Much appreciated. And Sadie, pleasure as always. Yes, I'll do Phil. All right, Phil Schneider it is then, because there's like loads of content I can show on Phil. Corbell's cat, nice to see you. Well, welcome on. Say welcome on in. You've been there all the time, but yeah, nice to see you. Thanks for being on chat. Much appreciated, brother. I think that is it. So, who's gonna play the best YouTube intro on YouTube? I am. 2 seconds to see if I missed anyone else in chat. I think that is everyone. Yeah, much appreciated. So remember, until next time, guys. They're watching you, watching us, watching them. I'll see you next week. Yes, exciting news coming soon. I'm actually seeing Graham over the weekend. And yes, we're going to try and get him on the show. Yes. So anyway, guys, pleasure as always. Much appreciated. I'll see you either Wednesday or Friday. All right. Have a good one. See you.